Who's got the soap? Don't drop the soap, a diddle diddle diddle.
All right, guys, we're live. We've got 5 people in here already. Before we get started, I don't know if you saw it or not, KO. We drive down there all the time, but the Howard Franklin Bridge is in bad shape. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I saw it last night.
It's in bad. I mean, it's crumbling. I mean, I just saw a TikTok video. One of the highway workers said he was just out there replacing new stuff. The beam, not the beams, but the wall, the metal wall and stuff has all come down. It's crumbling. The concrete's cracked. I can only imagine they're probably going to shut it down for a while.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that's a major highway between St. Pete and Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, millions of people drive that thing in a day's time.
Exactly.
All right, we got 6 people in here. No comments yet, so
it'll be all right.
So let's kind of go around the screen here. What's going on, guys? What's going on with you?
Well, speaking of road crap, yeah, I didn't send it to you, Jane, but did you see where 40 got washed out?
I was actually just reading that. North Carolina?
Yeah, right there on the Tennessee North Carolina line, right on 40. I mean, it's not like I sent it to Price, and he's like, "Oh, 40 always washes out." I'm like, "No, look closer, bro. The entire, I think it's eastbound or westbound lane of the I-40 is washed out. It's gone. It's not there." So if you're on 40 between
KO, we lost you. We had to bring you back into another one. There we go. Let me knock this one out. All right. What happened? We lose you? Oh, you got to go into your settings and fix your microphone.
We're just having some technical difficulties. Nothing to worry about.
KO? KO? Can you hear us?
Not when he's in the menu, he can't.
Well, I turned his microphone on.
Yeah, but it's on his end. He's trying to figure it out. All right, so what I was talking about a little bit ago about 40 being washed out. I mean, I know I was looking a little bit ago. My next load after I drop this load off tomorrow, or and at Walmart in Bentonville, I got to go over somewhere else in Arkansas and take a load over to Midway, Tennessee. So I was looking to see if I had to go 40 over there, and I don't, which is great because I take 81 over in the Midway, which is perfect. I just got to make sure I don't have any roads, any of my routes taking me back and forth across that area. You good now, KO? Yeah, buddy. What's up? Yeah.
There we go.
All
right.
Well, yeah, KO. I thought you was gonna be in your truck. You go over to your babies.
See right there.
All right. There's the baby. There's baby girl. Okay. I knew you was in Georgia. I just didn't know if you was close enough to do a visit.
Yeah, I literally parked here. Cause that place called me yesterday. It's like, yeah, we're not gonna be open because we got to go on storm duty. I was like, well, it is what it is.
Yeah, stay off 40. If you remember that picture I sent you, you see that whole westbound right there on it's on 40 at North Carolina Tennessee line in that vicinity. It tells you it's in the picture. It says what mile marker I think, and but it's close to the border, so avoid that area. Avoid 40.
So, KO, let me tell you my story. I was at Super Puff, Perry, Florida, on Wednesday, literally 7-8 hours before the eye hit, and I got out of there just in time. And that load went up to Topeka, and that's where I'm at now. So, yeah, I got out just in time.
Yeah, Jonah, you're right. Yeah, between Knoxville and Memphis is fine. It's just between Knoxville and the North Carolina line. somewhere through there is where that part of road is washed out.
So it's been a while since I've been to Kansas. These service plazas, they're Loves now. Did you know that?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that last time I was out there.
I was just at one the other night.
Honestly, this is the first time I've been back to Kansas since I lived here. It's been a while. It's been 3 years since I've been in here. It's been a while.
You say you're where, Topeka right now, or just east of Topeka?
I'm actually east of Topeka right now. I'm in the service plaza here, Topeka.
Has it got a Dairy Queen in there?
It's got a McDonald's.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
it's not the one I was at, because I was the one I was in right before Topeka the other night, and there was a Dairy Queen in that one. That's why I stopped there.
I would have rather stopped at the Dairy Queen than McDonald's.
That's why I stopped there, because I had Dairy Queen in the one. I was like, hey, they used to be pretty good. Let's try them again.
Stand McDonald's. Absolutely hate it.
Let's be honest.
And what's funny is McDonald's, their employees are always so slow. I ran in to get a bite to eat. I had my alarm set to get up, 45 minutes early. Went in to get something to eat. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to get out of here within, 30 minutes. Just,
and don't forget, they're so pleasant and nice to you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they got, the machines. You punch everything you want in the machines, and then
the ice cream buttons, the ice cream machine's always broke. You can't get shit out of that. So
Facts. Big facts.
So where you at now, Jonah? You say you was up there this morning. Where you at now? Is that one of your guys there? One of your teammates there, James, or just
Jonah? If I remember correctly, Jonah Green was at Swift, and I think he's just kind of followed me, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Throughout the year and a half or so that I've done this. So Daviel, what's going on? 18 Wheels. I'm sorry. You hate it when I use your name.
Wow.
Hey, it's your name, man. You got to get used to it, man.
Wow.
Come on, Mr. YouTube star. Come on, Mr.
It's
YouTube.
Big D.
There you go.
Country, we talked about this already.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not very good at keeping secrets, bro.
Oh my gosh, man.
Oh, Jonah,
now the whole world's gonna. I'm just kidding.
Are you back at Swift? Oh, you're in Memphis right now. The hell. Oh, Jeremy's in Memphis. Yeah, Memphis ain't fun. I mean, I don't stay at any truck stops in Memphis. I always stay at the OC in West Memphis because I just don't like Memphis. I just don't. It's like
I stayed.
I kind of like that. I kind of like that. That West Memphis OC. It's pretty nice over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that big old park across the street from it where you can
I like it. Yeah, a little pond.
It's pretty decent.
Funny, we all kind of did our little stint at Schneider, and we kind of know these things.
I was having a conversation with just some random driver at a truck stop, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and he was talking like, I used to work with Schneider a long time ago. I was like, brother, I bet you 85% of all drivers on the road has worked with Schneider at least one time in their career.
Yeah.
I think 85% is probably a low number.
Yeah.
Schneider, Swift, Warner, JB Hunt, mostly everybody already.
Yeah,
most of us started our roots somewhere with a mega carrier. So
OTR Vic says, "What's up, guys?" John Huntley, worst lane east of Mississippi. I don't know. That's a good question.
East of the Mississippi,
I'd say anything
the Northeast
for me.
New England.
The Northeast. That's
the New England area.
The hills in North Carolina and Virginia can get kind of hectic. Just driving.
Yeah.
You mean West Virginia?
Yeah, West Virginia too. Yeah. Freight wise,
that's country area. Y'all can't talk about West Virginia.
You better watch your mouth.
It's
wet. And if you say it, you better with the back on it. It's west back.
Fully loaded, going up and down in West Virginia, man. It's like 200 miles. 200 miles will take you how many hours?
Hey, those mountains are
that's basically the whole day. It just takes your whole day.
Exactly.
The Appalachia, and especially if you get stuck on that turnpike, it's like $80 in tolls and the mountains and the fuel. Yeah, I get it as a trucker. I get it, but
and basically everybody in West Virginia is driving like they have an F1 car.
That's a fact. We're a bunch of rednecks. We got our Pintos and our Chevettes out there. We're hammering.
You get those little hairpin turns, and oh my gosh, the truck drivers, man, they would not slow down or even let up. I'm just surprised.
Let me focus in on John.
Go ahead, James.
Comment here. He said, "Drive van if that's simple." So with that being said, I think he's talking freight, and I think you guys can probably agree with drive in. I think Louisiana area is probably one of the harder places to get freight. Louisiana, southern Mississippi.
I still say the Northeast, and the reason why I still say the Northeast because just like Florida, if you find yourself going up there, it's hard coming out.
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
In the north,
on the dry van side,
no, I don't think so.
You can get freight out the Northeast, especially out of Pennsylvania.
I just think Louisiana.
What I consider the Northeast is anything past George Washington Bridge.
Okay.
Shit, I consider Northeast anything above Virginia and Pennsylvania.
Yeah, exactly. I consider all
Virginia, North, Maryland, all that crap. That's all Northeast. So you're like Schneider then, D. Schneider's like, I ain't seen the Northeast. I'm like, you sent me to fucking Boston. How much further can I go? It's like, well, just past Boston is when we start considering Northeast. I'm like, shut up.
Nah, the Northeast for me, the Northeast is George Washington. As soon as you cross that George Washington Bridge, that's the Northeast. I don't. I can't deal with the stress, man. It's unnecessary stress. So it's
I grew up in the area, so I'm at the point I just don't want to be up there no more, right?
Exactly.
So Jonah says he's at a terminal in Memphis to get some trailer lights fixed.
And he's with Swift. So Swift has a terminal in Memphis?
Yep. They got a terminal in every
They got a pretty big terminal and no fuel aisle in at the Memphis terminal. But funny enough that for those who do currently work or used to work at Swift, we'll get the fuel information like every other day or something like that. And Memphis would be like one of the cheapest ones on there, but Memphis never has any fuel.
Right, it's always
the fuel. It never existed. I learned that the hard way the first time when I went over there. I was like, "Dang."
Speaking of which, did you see the shooting in Decatur, Georgia, at the Swift terminal? Did you see that?
There was a shoot. I saw a picture. I didn't know what was going on. It was a shooting.
Yeah, they had two mechanics got into it, and one of them shot one dead at the terminal yesterday, or not yesterday. I guess it would have been Wednesday.
Don't call me a Swiftie.
Hey,
don't call me a Swiftie.
Funny enough, right? I got a story about that Memphis terminal, man, because they used to break into that terminal all the time and steal stuff out of people's trucks and steal people's cars. And one day I was just getting out the shower, and there was like a whole bunch of cops out there. I was trying to figure out why there was a cop out there, and they had this one dude who was claiming that he was still a driver. He had like paperwork and showing him all this kind of stuff. Come to find out, Buddy was sleeping in one of the trailers way in the back for like the past 4 or 5 months. And nobody freaking knew. He would just come in at night, take a shower, wash his clothes, do whatever he got to do, and just go back to the trailer. And then when somebody finally found him, because you remember you got all those trailers on the other side that nobody ever uses. They just sit there. So he was literally just living in there, and they ended up kicking him off the lot. Instead of arresting him, they just kicked him off the lot. And he hopped in the Charger and left.
So this is some random guy, not an employee.
He used to work. He got fired.
Oh, okay.
Like a while ago. He just never left. Yeah, he was just hiding. Yeah.
So I got
just hiding back there.
I got some good things here. John said that north of Delaware, you get sucked into the vortex. Scott O'Donnell says he saw one of our trucks today. I don't know.
Hang on. Let's touch on that vortex comment real quick. Okay. You know what? You're kind of right. Is because when I'm in Pennsylvania and I'm looking, of course, I run the Schneider board because that's who I'm with, and that's the only board I can run. So I see a lot of loads that are in the Northeast, stay in the Northeast, but they're all like 250 plus a mile. They're paying well for those loads in there, but you just can't like get anything east out of there if you want to get out of there. But if you want to stay in that vortex. Yeah, but if you want to stay in that vortex, like you call it, and you can make decent money up there. Problem is, fuel's so damn expensive, probably a good $1.50 more than it is down here in South. The tolls are outrageous.
And they don't like you up there.
And they don't like you, yeah. So you get in Jersey or New York, you have nowhere to park.
If you've been at Schneider, though, those people that been at Schneider, they got grandfathered into that no toll thing. So they still get their tolls paid by Schneider.
Oh, well, yeah, if you're one of those people, then you're good. Okay.
Yeah. The dude told me that when I first started at Schneider. He's like, yeah, I've been working here for like 20-something years. He's like, I got grandfathered in, so I don't pay for tolls. so I only run the Northeast.
Cool.
Good
I
for
mean,
him.
if you got it
Hey,
like that, then
if you
hey,
got it like
have
that,
at it.
shoot, more
Yeah.
power to you. I'm still not crossing that George Washington Bridge. I don't care. I'm not
Whose
going
truck did you
around.
see
I'm
today,
not
Scott?
crossing. I'm not doing anything. I think Scott's talking about my truck. That he saw my truck today because
Yeah,
Scott's down in Lakeland. Yeah.
Okay.
he lives near you somewhere.
Okay. And I saw him on the Life 360 app. He's like literally like 3 flights down in a big tree around the circle from where I am right now.
So, this question is for you, Country. So everyone on here has jumped ship from Schneider except Country because of load board issues, money, etc. What is it about Schneider that's keeping you there, Country?
Well, I'll tell you. I know even KO has some agreements on this aspect, and I think James does too. There's a lot of good
Mm-hmm.
at being with Schneider. When I say
Mhm.
good, I'm talking like a lot of back end stuff that you don't have to deal with right off the gate. They'll take care of all that shit for you. Take it out of your check, so you really don't have to see that stuff.
I agree.
Anytime you have maintenance issues, you can go to any maintenance shop that, unless they have like IC limitations because they're so busy with fleet trucks or whatever, they'll get you in as quick as they can. Which sometimes, like anywhere else, is a wait can be, but it's also
I'll
deducted right out of
disagree
your.
with you on that one.
Well, I mean,
But go ahead.
I can only base it on my experiences
All
so
right.
far. Even though I did West Memphis, I think I waited 20 hours at one point to get service, but that wasn't because I was an IC. That's just because I was busy as shit. Well, and that the fact that they have plenty of OCs around the country, so you always and drop lots, so you always have a what you can consider yourself a safe place to park if you need to.
Mhm.
But then, like I said, and I was talking to James about it today too. I mean, all the good things that come with Schneider is good, but the bad part right now, the most important part is the board that's pretty rough right now. So I'm surviving. We'll put it that way. And also, like I've said in my videos, I'm not as far as along as I think I feel I should be at this point. 7 months into the IC journey, but I'm just not confident enough to jump ship to where I feel it would be even better if I went somewhere else right now from the companies that I spoke to. So if I don't feel in my gut or my heart that it's going to be better, there's no point in going nowhere. There really isn't.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm still here, because I'm not confident in other companies yet.
Okay. Jonah Green said they had fuel a few years ago in Memphis. I actually got fuel there before. John says, I live in Delaware. I don't want to be here unless coming home. Uh, Big Cam's got a question here. Do you think $650 in weekly fees is a lot for an 85-15 split company?
If that's all you're
Six.
paying and nothing else,
Yeah, what you need? We need some more 650 and what fees? What fees are we talking about?
Yeah.
If that's total, then you got a dream place. If that's all you're paying in expenses a week with fuel, insurance, registration, tolls, lease, everything, stay where you at, homie. Because mine are like 2,800 to 32, depending on how much fuel I use.
Sheesh.
So looks like Scott's getting rid of a lot of stuff there.
I want to know, Scott. Well,
Are
Scott,
we flea market? We got flea market
if
tonight?
you know what I'm talking about, the secret parking. That's where you park your truck as well, too, or no?
You know he
Secret
does. He's
parking.
already said that before. So here we go.
15 split.
Big Cam said insurance, escrow, and trailer fee not including fuel and truck payments.
I don't
Okay,
like trailer
insurance.
fees.
Insurance probably a couple $100 a week, may at most.
Yeah, 200
Escrow maybe
bucks.
50 to 100, depending on what the company wants. Trailer fee. That's the thing. What is your trailer fee with this company? Is it a percentage or is it a flat rate?
Now,
And
what
are
is
you
it? What is
responsible for
that?
the repairs on the trailer?
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I was about to
and are
ask.
you?
That's
Yeah,
where the big red flag comes in, because
Exactly.
like, are you like, if you're paying for are you paying for the maintenance for the trailer, and in
Mhm.
case if it breaks down, then they'll pull the money to fix it, or are you just paying to use the trailer, and if it breaks down, you're coming out of pocket for it?
Exactly.
Is it a lease to own trailer, or are you just leasing it?
yeah, or renting it for it's their equipment. You're renting it. Yeah, that's a good one there for you. I think James and KO, since both of you have been out here longer tenure than us, about the what you got highlighted there, the emergency fund.
So SFI
See,
takes 175 out automatically. I put in 200 to the credits account, and quite frankly, the 175, in my opinion, is more than enough because honestly, I get an oil change every 25,000 miles, which is overkill. The only reason is because I plan on keeping the truck. The credits is just there for basically if I need to take some time off or anything, it builds up. But with the maintenance account, I got close to like $3,100 in my maintenance account. Even getting oil changes, every, I don't know, month and a half, 2 months. I'm still, still doing that and doing well with the maintenance account. What about you, Kale?
For me, I take 500 a week.
That's right, because you own your truck. Yours is a little bit different, and the warranty issues and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I put 500 a week. So that's basically what I do for my maintenance.
I guess in short, then, because I mean I'm also with SFI, so they take 145 a week from me. So right now, I look today, my maintenance account's about 2K, but every time I get a PM, I'm doing it at OC, which is about I do a full PM. Every 90 days, we got to get a 90-day inspection through Schneider, so I have them do a PM for me, which they call a power loop for SICs. The same time they do the inspection, I just get it all done at the same time, which averages about 25 to 30,000 miles service for me. And that PM at the OC costs me about $650 every time, and that's with all filters and everything. So, but even with paying that every 3 months, or you're still putting 145 a weekend, so it's going to keep building up. So right now, I think my balance is about 2K. So I guess there's no magic number to what the comfortable number would be, unless you got an older truck where you want to be prepared to do an overhaul if you have to. That'd be about 40,000. So as long as you got money going into an account and you're not touching it every single week, let it build up. Let it build up. Don't touch it at all until you need it.
So Michael says, come to Maybach Group, 80-20 split, and everything included on the 20% they take. That actually sounds pretty good. I don't know a whole lot about Maybach. Either one of you guys, any of them y'all know?
so is it like just a straight up? Is it just a straight up 80-20 split? That's it. There's no other fees, no tolls, no nothing.
Did you read the comment? Did you read the comment?
I'm reading the comments, but people would say one thing, but then you got to really ask them, like, are you paying the
I feel like what he means by that is everything,
that,
everything included in the 20% would be the registration, the insurance,
the permits,
and permits. But anything extra like tolls and shit like that, you'll probably have to come out. But
so technically, it's not a true 80-20 split.
Well, it would be a true 80-20 because all the other expenses that come through is the driver's responsibility. That's its responsibility. They're taking 20% of $1,000. They're taking $200. So you got 800. If you're going through a toll, which you could have chose to go around, you're paying for that toll. So,
he said a straight 80-20 split, but no tolls.
No tolls. Oh.
So basically, the only thing he's paying for is the tolls. Then.
Okay, let's see. So yeah,
I mean that's not a bad deal.
No, 80%'s good.
But let me ask you this: are you getting is it self dispatch or do you have a dispatcher that's booking your loads for you?
Yeah, that's a good question there.
That's a good question. So Big Cam says he's paying $250 trailer fee and responsible for repairs.
I'm not. I'm not with that.
Yeah.
If I'm paying for the trailer, am I going? The only difference with this, right, is if you're buying that trailer, if you're paying that fee at the end, you are going to own the trailer. Then I can see, okay, fine, you're paying for the repairs. That's it. But if you're leasing the trailer, paying for the trailer and then paying for the repairs, that's a big no.
Yeah, if it's lease to own, worth. If it's rent to run, not worth.
Big red flag.
Okay, so Scott says yes. The Highlands Abandoned Mall, also known as a.
Take that off the screen, man. That's us. Keep going.
Let's see here.
Scott need to delete that comment.
Are they taking 20% out of your fuel surcharge? That's
No.
That's a good
Oh,
question.
okay.
That's a good question. Yeah.
There you go, Michael. That's a question for you.
Yeah, well, they may not even break it up as a surcharge. If he doesn't see a
Do
fuel
he
surcharge
even
in his
get a fuel
breakdown,
surcharge, or does he
yeah,
just get discounts only? Do he even get a discount at the truck stops?
Right? Fuel discount on the cards.
Mm,
Um, JB does not charge a trailer
that's
fee.
when that 80. That's why I'm going back to, like, is it really a
yeah.
true 80-20 split at
So
that
John,
point?
JB doesn't have a trailer rental fee, and you're not responsible for the maintenance. And the reason is we do a lot of drop and hooks. It would be kind of hard for them to charge you a trailer fee with doing drop and hooks.
You know, KO, what's your trailer setup situation like? Is it just are you paying for the trailer, or no fees, no
Nah,
nothing at all? They take
nah,
care of
they don't.
everything.
Yeah, they unless you lease a trailer through them. But I don't lease a trailer. I just use their trailer, so I don't get charged anything, and they pay for all the maintenance on it.
And
Okay.
that's the way it should be. I mean, I'm not going to pay to repair your equipment. And I mean,
That's
if I fuck it up, it's my fault. Okay, I'm responsible. But if
Uh
your
huh.
wheel bearing goes out and I didn't hit a curb or nothing, no, I ain't paying that $1,000 repair. Nope, ain't happening.
right. And that's the same thing that's with me over here. I'm not paying not $1 out of to fix any trailer, do anything with a trailer of that sort. So it's just relative. Just pull up to the truck stop and get whatever fixed and be on my way.
Exactly.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
So Michael says he's been there 4 years. He has dispatch, but they give you the freedom to look at the DAT board. Send them a load and they'll book it for you. He also says he's got 35 cents off a gallon on fuel. So there's a big red flag too, in my opinion.
Yeah, 35%. 35 cents
35
is
cents.
not.
That's it.
Well,
That,
Yeah,
is
that
that
just
just
kind
straight? That's just straight
has
standard.
Michael Pierre. He's a Maybach guy, right?
yeah.
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 So if he's only getting 35 cents off, that may not. I'm sure that fluctuates like we do. Then that means the company's not giving him 100% fuel discount.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there wouldn't be companies in the next pump getting 80 cents off. So that just doesn't make sense.
But
But
yeah, we
I
asked him earlier. But does he get fuel surcharge though?
yeah, do
Like,
they break? Do they? Is it a flat rate or is there a broken down rate to where it shows fuel surcharge? That's the
So
question.
I got to tell you a story with our fuel card. The pilot there in Dothan, Alabama. I know everybody's been through there on 231. I got fuel there the other night, and it was $1.40 off a gallon on our card. That's the
Holy
biggest
hell,
discount I've seen on our card. $1.40.
that's
that's
crazy.
pretty.
Not bad at all.
What was it?
Yeah,
What
I
was it? What
paid.
was it? You
I
remember
would
the
have
pump
just I would have
price?
just filled my tanks up with $1.40 off at that point. But
I don't
Mhm.
pay.
what was the base price though? What was the
I don't pay
price?
any attention to the prices like that. I just look at my app to see what I'm paying. I could care less what the pump price is. I don't even
Right.
look. Yeah, I just looked at the receipt. Well, you know what? I can go back on the receipt and tell you what it was. Hold on a second.
Well, that just because somewhere Alabama wouldn't be one of those high markets anyway. Most all coastal states are pretty much the lower end fuel prices because
Let me tell you what.
they don't have to travel that far. So
Yeah, and the
Tell
only
you
reason
what.
why I even asked because California, you get $1 plus all day long, but their fuel is still high as hell. So
$8 a gallon.
it's like the
Exactly.
discount didn't even do a dent. It didn't even do anything.
I tell you what. I
Exactly.
barely buzzed in there, so I don't have the price of the gallon, but I
No
paid
fuel
280.
surcharge and just straight 35 cents.
Hold on there, Daviel. Let me read what I said. I was
And
going
if
to.
you call my government name out one more time,
you ain't my mama. You can't call me by my name.
I got $170 discount. So I remember the fuel was like $570, and my total was $400, $400.96.
That
I don't
receipt should
know what the
also
fuel
say pump price.
is. It doesn't say what the pump price is, but I paid $2.80 a gallon.
Okay, then minus plus $1.40 been $4.20. Okay.
You go right
see,
ahead.
this is why I like being no. I know people always not being at Landstar because of the 35% thing. People don't really understand it, but one thing I do like is how they break down the fuel in the app for you, so you can make a decision on whether or not you want the fuel at one place over the other, because it'll give you the Landstar discount, and then it'll give you the raw price minus the IFTA, and you can toggle it on and off, so you can know actually what you're actually paying out of pocket and what credits that you're actually
I
getting.
really wish we had
And
a
most
site
of
like.
the
I wish we
places
had
that
a
I'm
site like
filling up at,
Landstar's.
with the IFTA included, it's like it's still less than $3
Yeah.
$3 a gallon with the IFTA included. You take the IFTA off, you're looking like 240, 230. But you still gotta pay your IFTA regardless. But at least it'll tell you what the raw price of the fuel is before the discount for the and before the IFTA is on there. Makes it a hell of a lot easier for you to pick and choose, especially on the state lines where you would like to fuel. And for somebody like me, I prefer to fuel in the high IFTA states and top my tanks off over there, because then when I looked at my report the other day, I really didn't have to pay much in IFTA credits after the fact.
Yeah, I only
Which
had
it really works out. It really
70.
works out that nice.
I think I paid $72 in IFTA for last week. So
Mm-hmm.
because Schneider, we're a month behind. Whatever we take out this week was for last month. My totals were like 120 total, and my IFTA, my state tax was like, well, state fuel IFTA was like $75. So I was like, cool, I like that. So one previous was like $300. I don't know how the hell that happened. I think I was up in Pennsylvania or something the month before, which sucked ass.
Michael says he gets a flat 35 cents off at Pilot, and they don't get a fuel surcharge.
Okay, well then,
I'm gonna tell you right now, they're getting a whole lot more discount. I tell you, a lot of these companies, they really aren't making money off the loads, bro. They're really making that money off of these
fuel surcharges.
Yeah, the fuel discount. That's where they're really making money, is off the driver. You can throw them a little couple of cents, and then you keep the rest for yourself. It's ridiculous.
Yep, that's. I mean, I sad to say, I bitched about this in a couple of videos ago, that Schneider does the same thing. They don't give us a full discount. They're probably, we might get half the discount they get offered, which
they give it to their
sucks.
company guys.
But yeah,
So,
yeah, they'll use all their discount for their
to
company
that comment,
purchases. Yeah, they'll use all their discount for the company purchases, but they won't. They only give us half the discount. They keep the other half. So. Whatever, it is what it is.
And I'm telling you, a lot of companies just basically staying afloat.
And I'll be honest, I didn't even realize that was a thing until I had my conversation with JB Hunt. When she said verbatim, we pass 100% fuel discount on to the drivers, that got my mind whirling. Like, holy shit, am I being screwed this whole time? It didn't even dawn on me. I'm like, hey, 42 cents off this week. Woo! Should have been 90.
And again, I love it over here because I get the fuel surcharge, 100% the fuel surcharge for the week, and I still get the discount as well too. So it's like,
yeah, and that's why when someone pointed that out last week, that's why I added that fuel surcharge on that spreadsheet for you. And when you start playing with it, let me know if it works out okay.
Yeah, I got you.
Time out, guys. Did you lose? KL? We can't hear you, bud.
No, I'm still
talking.
There you are. Okay. Oh, you muted it on your own, didn't you?
Yeah.
So Scott says anything West Coast, Florida, and Alabama was $3.10 today. He was watching it. Michael Pierre says I save $200 a week, most times on fuel. Zulu Time says greetings, gentlemen.
Zulu, what up, buddy?
Michael says, yo, KL, I watch your videos all the time, bro, but you need to get that camera with noise cancellation.
It has noise cancellation. I don't know why people keep saying that to me. It has
what kind of camera are you using?
I have a Sony ZV-3.
ZV-3. You got one of those wireless mics or something?
No, I don't even use it. I use a regular mic. I'll show you the mic. I don't even use a wireless mic. People always asking. They're like, oh, it's noise cancellation. I'm like, bro, it is.
It's just trucks, or it's just.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you just don't have it. I don't think you got it turned on, man. Cause
here's the mic right here, literally.
I got to tell you something there.
Is that a road mic?
Your microphone is so damn good. I feel like I'm under your armpits. It's that damn good, man. Because your microphone is so crisp.
You say that shit. I'm just becoming a little. You say that shit to D every single week. You say it every single week. Why?
He needs to be a DJ. Is what he needs to be with that.
You want to sound like him? Buy a mixer and a condenser mic. Done.
Well, I'm not using a mixer. I'm not using a mixer, or this is not a condenser mic. It's just a podcast mic.
These young guys here don't know this.
Which, AKA condenser mic.
Hey, these young guys don't know this country, but he would be really well at a skating rink doing the DJing, wouldn't he? With that microphone.
Nah,
Nah, I'm good. Country's
nah.
got the voice for it. I don't.
Right. So opinions, please. Best companies for rookies, pay for training, or company sponsored lease program, or no. So let me answer this first, and then you guys can do it. Swift is a great company to get your start. Schneider's a great company to get your start. Don't know a whole lot about Warner, but 18 Wheels can talk about that in a minute. I mean, there are a lot of good companies out there, but I mean, if you stay with some of the bigger ones like that, I think you'll be okay. It just honestly, it really depends on you. What are you looking for? Schneider has how many terminals? Schneider had maybe 10 or so across the country.
Plus, yeah, 10 plus.
The problem is with Schneider, they don't really go west of I-35. Depending on where you live at, Swift might be a better option because Swift has a terminal in almost every single state, and sometimes two or
They got
three.
40 plus terminals. They shut
they
one
got-
down and built another one.
Yeah, they got like 46 terminals across the country. So it
Yeah.
really depends on where you're at. Lease, honestly, they always say, wait 6 months or a year to go in lease. I'm the guy that always says just the opposite. Most companies make you wait 3 months. Me personally, I think you're better off just jumping in the water, going with it. And as long as you can afford it and you're not supporting a family or something like that, you're single and you can afford it, jump in the water, go with it, learn the business, learn how you run, learn what you like to do. And again, that's my opinion. People are going to probably comment on here and say the completely different thing. Go ahead, guys. You all can.
KO, go next. Go ahead, KO. What's your thought on that?
All right. Well, first, I would say it does depend on the person, realistically, because if you plan to go to a company that offers schooling or all that, then it's worth it. But if you don't plan to go and stay at a company, then you might well just go to a trucking school and get your CDL and go wherever you want to go. But if I had to say who had the best program that I can speak on, I would say Prime, personally.
Yeah, Prime's got a great program. The only problem with Prime is it just takes so long to go through.
Yeah.
One thing that I have noticed being a trainer too at
I
Swift,
think that's a good and a bad thing at the same time.
Yeah, it is a good and a bad thing. But training at Swift, they make the student go out for 4 weeks with the trainer, and they can be renewed for 1 more week, so up to 5 weeks. And in my opinion, I usually know within the first couple of hours if the student's going to be a good driver or not going to be a driver. I know pretty much what I need to focus on. The first day they were with me, they always sit in the passenger seat. I just tell them to watch what I do, watch how, just pay attention to the engine noise, how it shifts, watch, me braking, me, using the accelerator, turn signals, just watch. And then the second day I put them in the driver's seat and I just kind of watch them. And I know within, 2 to 3 hours of what type of driver they are, whether they're aggressive, whether they're, patient, a lot of things. You can find out a lot of things just by watching the student. And that's kind of how I do it. Now, what I was going to with that, you said go to the trucking schools. One thing that I found out, the students that I would get from the trucking schools couldn't drive worth the fucking shit. Excuse my French. They would hit curbs. They would hit mailboxes. And it got to the point that it was so bad that I was requesting students that graduated from Swift's Academy.
But that's because some of these schools ain't really
they're not teaching. Well,
I'll tell you, for somebody who graduated from outside of a trucking school,
at the same time. I asked the student, I said, "Hey, how much driving did you do on the street?" And the student tells me specifically, "Yeah, we drove like 2 hours on the street." I said, 2 hours for the whole 3 weeks you were in the class? Yeah, that's it. 2 hours on the street. Like, that's
let me tell you, for somebody who graduated from an outside trucking school, I went to Roadmaster. They were more concerned about you doing your maneuvers than you actually driving forward. Anybody can drive a truck forward. The whole issue is, can you back the truck up? Can you do it in a tight space? Can you do an alley dock? Can you do all the little fancy schmancy stuff that they were learning about? And at the time when I got my CDL, I was learning how to drive manual as well. So I don't have an automatic restriction. So when they do take you out on the road doing all the tests, you there was a whole bunch of kids in the truck with you, so
Highlight, keep
everybody
that
is
question
like
highlighted back here. Go back. Don't
everybody is like
don't
everybody
questions yet.
gets like 10, 15 minutes on the road to learn how to shift and stuff like that. But be that as it may, I wasn't one of those students that didn't know how to drive worth a shit. I knew how
Mm-hmm.
to basically do what I needed to do and take care of what I need to take care of. Anyways, the best company that I would think for rookies, in my opinion, because this is what I went through, would be Warner. I went to after I graduated school, I went to Covenant Transportation. I would not wish that on anybody
Yeah, I
a
went there
day in
too.
their I would not wish that on anybody a day in their life. Don't get me wrong, they have that on that training hill. Once you get out of the Covenant's training, they stick you with a team driver. You're stuck with somebody who just graduated as well too. So it's not so the both of y'all just green behind the ears. Y'all don't know worth a damn what really is going on out there, and it turns terrible really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I found out pretty quickly I am not a team player at all. I like to be in my truck by myself doing my own damn thing, and eventually, even though I had a pretty good teammate, still talk to him, we're still buddies to this day. I just wanted to be by myself. Um
All right.
so that's why I went to Warner. And I was still in my training phase too. So when I went to Warner, world of difference. It was pretty awesome. I spent most of my trucking career at Warner before I decided to jump ship and wanted to become independent. Um w- I know James saying that, hey, maybe uh a couple of months, soon as you get in, you go, and it's dependent on all the person. But to me, honestly, really, it boils down to how much experience do you really have out here on the road. Because you can be that type of person that says, oh, I'm ready to go, I'm only got 3 months of experience and I'm ready to be an owner operator. And I think that's a really big mistake that a lot of people do get into, because especially during the COVID time, a lot of people went into being an owner operator, didn't have a lot of experience, and they ended up failing a lot because now
Mm-hmm.
not only are you learning how to truck, you're also learning how to run a business at the same time, and that's a whole lot of workload that can be put on somebody with relatively new to no experience. That's why I think it's also dangerous, because now a lot of these Chicago companies are only requiring you to have just a couple months of experience at CDL school to go ahead and sign up and become a lease driver and just fleece you out of your money. I think, in my opinion, it's just much better off to just get a year or two experience in, because by that time you would actually know whether or not you want to make this a lifestyle and not just another job. Because this is what it is. It's a lifestyle. It's not just a job.
18, you need your own YouTube channel.
I have my
Uh,
own YouTube channel.
Country, it's your turn, man. What's your
All
opinion
right.
on this?
Now, when it comes to, I would say every company they mentioned is great. I can only go from my one experience, and that's I've only worked for Schneider. But I will say, and I've said it in my videos, I would recommend getting your CDL first before going to a company. I went to 160 Driving Academy. That's where I got my CDL from. Now, like D said, 90% of the time you're in the yard doing maneuvering. You're doing your alley backs, you're doing your alley docks, you're doing 90s, you're doing parallels, you're doing crossovers. They want to make sure you can maneuver in a tight spaced yard, which is
Mm-hmm.
great. And when they do take you out on the road, which probably maybe in that, well, for my school was 160 Driving Academy, which means 160 hours for 4 weeks. And when you finally get out to drive and on your second week, when you're on the road, you're running the same route every time. The same route, maybe a 5 mile long route. And it's the same route every single time. They teach you how to drive that route and pass that test. They're not necessarily teaching you how to truck. So, but I agree. I think even I came out here and when I started on videos, I'm like, hell, anybody can drive a straight line, right? Because I felt like my TE I got
Mhm.
was a local driver. So I was in and out of docks all day long. And he went home every night. I stayed in the truck. The next day, we're doing in and out of docks all day long. I didn't feel like I wanted to be OTR with TE. I got lucky in that aspect. Now, who you choose, I think it's totally dependent on the person you are. If you're the type of person that can pick up quick and you want to get on the road solo as soon as possible, and you're confident in yourself to be safe and learn this stuff the right way, and you can learn on your own, then I would say Schneider, because you're in orientation in the yard for 2 weeks. During that time, this is after you have your CDL, of course. During that time, you're on the yard for 2 weeks doing maneuvers, and they take you out driving every single day. That third week, you're with your TE. You're doing all the driving in that third week. Week 4, you're in a truck on your own. Now, if that is not enough training for you to feel comfortable by yourself, don't go to Schneider. Go to Prime, where they keep you for 4 or 5 months. So does Swift or whoever else.
Hey,
But
it's
then you
not
gotta
4 or
ask.
5
Hey,
months.
But then you gotta
that
ask yourself.
50,000 miles is just. Ooh.
But then you gotta ask yourself, do you feel comfortable sleeping while somebody you don't know drives?
Hey, I did it
Not
for
this
4
guy.
years. It's not
Hey,
bad.
not this guy. Okay, hey, KO, cool.
Let me
Happy
ask
for
you,
you, but not this guy.
how long does it take for the average person to do 50,000 miles?
Bro, if you got somebody
5
that
months.
catches on
About
quick,
5-6
nah,
months, yeah.
no, hell no. If you
But
got
if you're
somebody that
running
catches
teams
on
24
quick,
hours a day, half that, yeah.
yeah, if you got somebody that
Yeah,
catches on
but
quick, you can do it
is
in
the
2 months.
50,000 like the trainer
Total.
and the team's miles combined, or just
Yes,
the trainer's?
it's
Combined.
Okay,
it's
It's combined.
both combined. So you can knock
okay.
out as a team. You can knock out anywhere from 5 to 6,000 miles a week. I used to do it all the time. So it only take like 2 months to do somebody, unless they just don't drive. They can't drive that long, then it's gonna take a lot longer.
And I will say one more thing about Schneider is if even the people across YouTube that hate on YouTube,
Yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo.
even the people across
You.
YouTube that hate on Schneider, they all agree on one thing: the training is the best. They feel like most people say, because every company will talk about
I
safety,
don't know
but
because I ain't
Schneider,
never
but
been there, so I
Schneider,
couldn't call it the
Schneider
best.
fucking means it. Schneider will means it with everything. They give you power to stop work authority. If you're feeling tired or sleepy, pull over, take a nap. Let us
Well,
know.
Schneider
We'll
will
worry about the
safety you
appointment.
to death.
But they will. That's
Facts.
right. They
Super
will. But
facts.
you're signing a
They'll kill
contract
you
and
to
you're
be
accepting
safe,
their
boy.
rules. But
Yeah.
so if you're okay with that, might as well go ahead and learn the right way, create those good habits early,
The Schneider
and
way.
then move on somewhere else if you want. So, but that's just my opinion. It depends on the type of person you are and how much training that you need to feel comfortable before going solo.
All right, good topics here. Zulu Time says, "Good to see you, country," and
You too, Zulu.
he also says he's almost talked into Schneider. So if you want to plug your code out there so he can use you as a referral, please feel free.
It's on my channel.
Okay, go to
Hey, Betty said he want that subscription, man.
it's all no. Zulu's already a subscriber on my channel. So he
is he
knows
okay?
it's in all
Hey,
my all my descriptions.
speaking of which, all three of you guys that are on here, go ahead and post your channel down there so people know where to find you.
I ain't gonna do that, but y'all can.
Kendall,
You
18.
say that every single time, man.
I
Well,
do.
I mean, it's for
That's just
people that
me.
have YouTube channels, like not like you know what I mean, that don't do anything.
Oh my
Well,
lord,
every
I'm
little bit
working.
counts, man.
I'm working
Uh,
on something right
so
now.
Zulu says he really has his eye on the owner operator eventually. Yeah, just like I mean, everybody's opinions are different. I think doing an owner operator thing, if you did it with Schneider or Swift, you got heavy support behind you with money if need to be, if tragedy happens.
I
Or
agree
something.
with you on the Swift part. If you want to
Yeah,
become an owner operator, you want to really see how it really, really goes. Swift is an excellent place to go
Yeah.
learn how to be an owner operator. Because they'll literally hold your hand.
Yeah,
yeah,
man, they
they
on
will.
bonehead
They
truckers
will
too.
hold your hand.
Yep.
They'll hold your hand.
Sometimes we need our handheld. No shame.
So that 50,000 is hardcore. I don't know what he's talking about. The
You talking
50K.
about
The
Prime?
50K training miles.
Talking
The
about
training
Prime?
hours,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
training miles for Prime.
Looks
All
like
right.
Austin says it went back to 30 though.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Michael says, "KO, what's the name of the company you're financing your truck with?"
Uh, shit, they changed the name. What did I tell you it was? Paycor. Paycor. I think that's what I
Yeah,
told you.
I think it's Paycor. But what happened to
Paycor.
Wheaton? What happened to the woman that did your
They
loan?
they were called Wheaton, but when she called me, she said that they changed the name to Paycor. So I don't know if they got bought out or what.
Huh? Did you deal with that lady Naomi?
She was one of the people I dealt with.
Okay. Is she not there anymore? Because her phone number is disconnected and all kinds of stuff. Do you know?
Possibly.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
I got you. Okay, so Scott says, "Yeah, I need to learn to get comfortable keeping up with traffic." No, you don't. You know better than that. Your wife got on here, said, "Great group of drivers. Be safe. Roads heading east." Scott
Hey,
says,
Nicole.
I lose a lot of backing off too far and slowing speed and then trying to catch up. I know I lose fuel there.
That's all right. Better you keep that follow distance safe.
I ain't backing off nobody, man. I'm using my open options, bro. I can't.
Your freaking alarm is going off. Collision alert! Collision alert! Collision alert! You're like,
I can
off.
deal with the beeping all day long. I can't deal with the truck just slowing back so far and then having to just pick up speed again. It's so
Listen.
annoying.
I had my first month in my truck. I was going 3 mile an hour at idle speed through Bardstown, Kentucky, going into a freaking roundabout. A car coming out of the roundabout into my 2-lane road made my truck lock up. And now an hour later, a construction barrel did the same damn thing. And I had my dash cam video and I sent it to Harvey, our safety guy. Well, I sent it to Rita, my BOR. She sent it to Harvey. Harvey calls me. I upload it to my channel as a private video. I sent him the link and he's like, "Oh, wow, I see what you mean there." He said, "Let me talk to the engineers." Not 2 days later, my shit don't do that no more.
And I bob and
It
weave,
don't even
boy.
do it when I feel like it needs to now.
I bob and weave in traffic, boy. I'm going left and right. I'm going around. I'm not. I
But
can't.
he had it adjusted to where it wasn't so sensitive. I was like, "Bro," I was like, "You know that if that road should have been wetter, if I had
Hey,
been a
those
less experienced
Freightliners
driver."
with the bridge, bro. That would. You ever had the Freightliner hit the brakes? Most of the time it'll just do the alarm and just say, but when you actually have one that actually hit the brakes, bro, you just chilling,
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
Mine
vibing.
did that.
Boom.
yep.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be the person making a comment here. Like the comments pop up. I got a question for you, KO. What's the pros and the cons, the pluses, minuses, however you want to look at it, of buying your own truck used compared to just going to SFI? Because I know a lot of guys would like to ask that question, and honestly, I'd like to know the answer too, because there's a possibility that maybe one of the 4 people on here is looking at that, or maybe even more than one of these persons. So
I say the biggest pro
Price.
is monthly payment.
okay, now do you see that it's a big advantage now?
Yeah, because like my monthly payment is $2,000 a month. So going from what was I paying, like $1,400 a week at SFI. So $1,400 a week to $2,000 a month. You can see the money that I'm saving on that end already.
60% savings right there.
Exactly.
Automatically, man.
Doesn't it scare you though for maintenance of something? Because I know you had a couple breakdowns at the beginning, and I think you got your truck all worked out. Didn't it scare you at first? With the
not necessarily because I have an Amex. So
Yeah, he's got
No, he got that
full
rich
power.
man car,
Yeah,
boy.
he
He got that black car. He be like, man, just throw it on
So
there,
going
man.
back
Don't
to
worry
the
about
emergency maintenance
Why does it
fund,
always
get you an
have to be that
Amex
color?
unlimited card. That's your emergency
yeah,
card right there.
I have
Right?
an Amex that ain't got no limit. So for me, that's more so like my cushion because I'm like, okay, if anything does happen, I have
But
this
he
car.
just
I can
said,
go swipe
man, here you go.
it. Yeah.
Do your thing, man. Just get it fixed. Do what you gotta do,
Yeah,
little boy.
he ain't even got to make a phone call. If it's below 30K, he ain't even got to talk to nobody.
You
Just
just-
charge it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's good
Don't
to have.
worry about it, sweetheart. Do it all.
Was
Just
there
get it
any
on.
concerns about anything though when you did this? I mean, other than just the breakdowns?
I mean, it was kind of nerve wracking because it's not like a lease. So, with SFI, if I got to the point where I'm like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore, I could just give them back their truck.
Right.
I can't just give these people back their truck now because I'm financing it through a bank. So it's not just give it back. I can go sell it to a dealership, but I can't just give it back. So you got to keep that in mind when you do get that monthly payment. Like, I can't just get out this truck like I can with a lease. I can go turn that lease truck in at any point. I can't do that with my own truck.
Right.
So I actually knew the answers and the questions that I just asked because I've been following you for almost 2 years now, and I contacted you over 2 years ago about the Schneider stuff, and eventually made the. It took me about 1.5 years to make the jump because, and not only that, you know just as well as I do, SFI during the COVID months, they were wanting like 8 to 10,000 down for their trucks. You know, when
Yeah.
the popularity of it was, and I'm not going to do that. And when I saw that Schneider offered that $6,000 sign-on bonus, I jumped on top of that because I knew that would pay the deposit. Matter of fact, one of the guys that's commented on here, I suggested the same thing to him. Go to Schneider, do that, and after the 3 months, if you feel like you need to move to another company, then you got more power once you get the truck, and that's the big thing. And like we talked about lease purchases, especially to Zulu time. It's great to start off at Swift or something like that to get a truck, but when you get a truck through SFI, you can take it to another carrier. Well, guess what? Swift, you can't take that truck anywhere. That truck, well, they say you can, but it's very difficult, and it costs a lot of money to do. But if you have a truck from a different company, or you own the truck like KO does, your options are unlimited where you can go to and where you can work.
Well,
I mean, shit,
I
you
wouldn't
even
call it
do shorter.
unlimited. I'll just call it, however much money you got in your pocket to help you move.
Well, not necessarily.
You don't have to pay a transfer.
Hold on a second. It
You ain't got to pay a
matter
transfer
because
fee. You ain't
he
got to do
owns it.
nothing.
He owns his own truck. It doesn't matter. So what I'm getting at more than anything,
it still costs money to transfer your truck,
hush
whether
your
you
mouth
own
for a
it or
second.
not. And I'm just
No,
saying.
it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
No, it don't cost me anything to
It
transfer.
don't cost
I
him
just
anything.
all I gotta do
Look
is
at
go wherever I
it
go.
this way. Look
Hey,
at it this way.
time out, Daviel. So here's the thing. This is what I've been telling you all
I'm
along.
gonna fight
Get
you
your own
when I see
place,
you.
get your own insurance, and then you don't have to worry about all these transfer fees because that's what they charge you for.
Well, I'm not talking
with
about
KO though. Let me finish my comment.
Go ahead.
I mean, you like to interrupt everybody. My comment more than anything was your options are unlimited. He switched from dry van to flatbed, and you can do that. He doesn't get charged anything when he moves. One of these persons on this video, one of the four, is buying a truck and doing that. You're not gonna have to do that any longer because if you do it right, you're gonna have your own place, you're gonna have your own insurance, and you don't have to do all that stuff. All right, go ahead.
Take a look at it this way, right?
Lost revenue. That's what he's talking about.
That's where I was getting at. When
But
you
that's
don't, when
the
you're
point.
not
You don't
moving,
even-
if
you
you're
don't-
not
but you
burning,
don't-
you're not turning, you're not earning. Every
Well, if
day
you're
you
not
have,
breathing,
if you
you're
go
not
into a
living.
new, if you go into a new
Don't matter.
a new company, you got to do their orientation. You got to do this and that, whatnot. Maybe they might pay, but it's not what you go spend a week or a couple of days doing
But not
orientation.
earning is not the same as costing.
That's right.
You gotta look at it that way. Not earning is not the same as costing.
You still
Like
got that
out-of-pocket
truck
transfers.
payment. You still got that insurance that you got to pay for. You're not making
Whatever.
any
He'll take
money until.
whatever. He takes
Well,
4
yeah, I
days
mean,
off.
I get.
Takes.
I
You're
mean, I
breaking
get
it
it.
down too
I get what
much.
you say,
You're breaking
but
it down. You're breaking it down too much. There's a such thing as too much, D. All right, next question. Especially I-40.
there is
How's
no
it go?
such thing as too much.
Oh, I love D. I do.
I'm sure you do.
Time says he's with all of us on the
Big
miles. I'm sure he's bringing up my great question.
I'm with all of
Anyone
you.
know if R.E. Garrison's a good company? So
I can tell you.
I don't know
I
about
can
him.
No
I can
clue.
tell you I have two people that went to R.E. Garrison. One guy was literally there 3 weeks, got him a brand new Freightliner, premium, yellow, sent me pictures. He was proud of it, and he couldn't make any money. He turned the truck in after 3 weeks, said the place is bullshit. The second guy, he worked there for about a year. He did decent, but 1,500, 1,800 is about the max that he could make. The problem is, with the exception of Prime, the problem is with reefer work. It's hard to make money at any company because they do a mileage base. So the thing is, with reefer, you're stuck in a dock door sometimes for several hours, sometimes even days. It just depends. And KL can be the one to do this. Working at a percentage through Prime, it's a whole lot different because if you're making, $3,000, $4,000 on the load, sometimes it might not make a difference if you sit there for a day or two because you're making the money with the percentage. If you're on a mileage-based pay like Hirschbach or Garrison and you're making, $1.15, $1.20, whatever it is, guess what? You're sitting there for 2 days. You're not getting miles. You're not getting paid. So if you're looking at reefer companies, you need to go with the percentage. And that's my opinion totally on that.
I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the vampire hours, I would
Yeah, that's another
Yeah.
thing too. You're going to be working some
Yeah,
weird
you gotta
hours.
not be a solar powered driver to
Facts.
be a reefer driver.
Facts. You
So
get some
Michael
weird
says
hours.
if you're going to go to SFI, make sure you have at least 10,000 in savings because that weekly is a pain if you're living paycheck to paycheck. I will agree with you. It would be a lot more comfortable, but I can pretty much speak for all of us on here that have been through the SFI, with the exception of KL because he's got the Amazon Black Card, or I'm sorry, American Express Black Card.
He said the Amazon.
I did this without a $10,000 savings.
Yeah, and that's what I was told by my DTL. You got 10 grand in the bank? Go ahead. I didn't have 10 grand. I had a few, but and honestly, without that little bit of savings I did have, it would have been harder. So make sure you have some, but don't go in broke. You can't go in broke because even though that first 2 weeks is free, you're still learning. So you're not really making the money that you should be because you're
I
learning
thought
the
it was
board,
3
learning where you
weeks.
want to run.
It's like two and a half.
Yeah,
It's
two and
like
a
two and
half.
a half realistically.
Yeah, so like I'll tell you what, I went out on the 5th. My first payment came out on what, the 30th or some shit like that. So
Yeah.
first week while you're in orientation, then the next two, then the following settlements. So 2.5 weeks.
See, I got lucky when I came to SFI because I finished my lease at Prime, and Prime gave me $14,000 for completing my lease, and then I came to SFI.
Yeah, there you go. See,
That's a smart way, man.
yeah, just
Yeah.
make sure you're not broke. You got to have some sort of
Mm.
savings so you can survive off of that while you're learning, because we all know learning is a slow process sometimes. Especially when you're trying to figure out the best way to run a board and what route you want to work and where you want to work and where you don't want to work and all that stuff. And that's the stuff you'll learn the more you do it. So just don't go in broke.
I'll tell you what, I jumped ship. I ain't had $1 in my pocket. I ain't jumped ship. And when I got when I got the SFI on Monday, I had a $3,000 check come into my bank account. I didn't know where it came from until I figured out what the memo said, and that was Swift sent me money, and I used that to take care of what I need to take care of. Sometimes I just do a lot of stuff on faith, bro, and it just
Well, hey,
works
see,
out.
it worked out for you though. But
And
I mean,
a week later, I got another $3,000 check.
so unless you're expecting a random $5,000 deposit, then make sure you have some sort of money.
I
Okay.
did not. I was
You-
not expecting
you-
anything. I had just left Swift right then and there, and I was
You
just
got
like,
lucky
wow.
though because you had somebody bang into you, didn't you? And that's how you made that money.
Man, more like I banged it into my damn self.
You got to take advantage of what you can. Man.
One of these days, I'm gonna tell that story, man. It was just so
don't
dumb,
tell
man.
your story, man. The statute of limitations is probably at least a year.
Oh my god.
You don't want to incriminate yourself, man.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Who's on Dr. Phil?
Brian
Yeah,
calls
who's
me
on Dr. Phil?
He calls me Dr. Phil all the time because we go live all the time.
Oh, gotcha. That's
Little
a good
does he
name.
know I'm gonna call. If he had a YouTube channel, he'd be
Country
over.
sounds closely more like Dr. Phil than you would.
My
No,
wife
no.
says country sounds like Bubba the Love Sponge. You know who that is?
Bubba the Love Sponge. Who the
Yeah.
hell is that?
I don't know, man. We don't know.
You live in Tampa. You don't know who
The
Bubba
fuck-
the Love Sponge is?
I ain't
The
never heard
folks
that
on the
shit in my
bottom
life.
don't know
Radio
nothing.
guy.
No
I ain't either.
Hey, listen to me. He's been on the air for like 30 years. Download Florida Man Radio, and you can listen to Bubba the Love Sponge at 6 in the morning. Florida Man Radio.
Florida Man Radio.
Yeah. So Zulu
That
says
sounds like some crazy stuff, bro. Because Florida man is something else, bro.
it's actually good. It's actually good political talk on there too. You go to Shannon Burke, there's some good political talk on there. But
Yeah, Zulu.
Zulu
Yeah,
says
Zulu.
Schneider's the best fit. Brian says, "Do you put miles in the bank or money in the bank?" That's correct. You're right. Bull of the Woods giving the peace symbol or thumbs up or whatever that is. I can't see.
Rock on.
Rock on. Okay, rock on. Excuse me. Happy Friday, drivers, Chris. Hey, Chris, it's been a while since I talked to you, man. I hope you're doing good. And
I read
hope
that
things
as
are
happy
going
birthday,
well.
drivers.
Happy Friday, drivers.
The way my mind works sometimes, but I'll be telling you.
So Scott says I can. I don't know what you're saying there, Scott. I can what? You was there. I was there.
Where were you, Scott?
Raymond Hauser. If I'm saying your
He's probably
Husser,
talking
I'm
about
sorry.
your story.
Husser.
You still going? Good evening. And Taryn Holt says, "Thank you, guys. I'm caught up with the
Oh,
comments."
no. Thank you, Taryn. Or Tehran,
Yeah.
whichever it may be.
I'm gonna go with Taryn.
I like to be fancy. Tehran, Hota.
It's Holt, bro. It's just Holt.
I know it's
It's
Holt.
just Holt, bro. Come on, bro. It's just Holt.
I'm enunciating the
Jesus.
This loves in Aurora, Nebraska. Always a shit show.
Shit show. I don't think I've ever been to that one. I don't do a lot of West driving.
Nebraska.
I got to tell you, Brian, I admire you, man. He just to let you guys know, he's at SRO Logistics, and he took a big jump from Swift and went to SRO, and he's playing with the load board. He started out doing a lot of the southeastern stuff that we're doing, and then last couple of weeks he's been running west to see if it's any better, and he's taking chances. I got to admire him, what he's doing there. Country is a crazy person. You do not understand the meaning of that because
he is really one small truck.
I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
That is one
That's
really
awesome
small
on a
truck.
regular basis.
Oh, the correct spelling or the correct naming is Tehran.
Yeah, Tehran.
Tehran. Zulu time. Raymond.
I don't mean to be that guy, but Tehran, you black?
Weak or now, I couldn't say that.
There's only two of us in here that can legally ask that question.
That's right, man. Raymond, weak orientation. I'm assuming what orientation is that?
He
Was he the one who asked about RE?
So maybe he.
Oh yeah. I think he's the one that asked about RE Garrison.
Okay.
A weak orientation to me seems a little excessive. 1 to 2 days max. Swift, there was no orientation at all for owner operators. They basically hand you the keys and say, go make money.
No, that's not how it happened for me.
I'll tell you, Schneider is really a week, but I came from the company side, so I was only here for 2.5 days. People who came from the outside had to stay there for the entire week so they can learn the system.
Week.
Yeah, the whole week. That was Swift. There was no orientation. Everything was done on the computer, but they made me do a road test in Columbus.
Man. I went to Phoenix to get my truck. They flew me out there, got me a rental car. When I got to Phoenix, I went in to sign the lease. The computers were down, so it took about a day and a half because of the computers. Slept in the truck. Actually, they got me a hotel room. And then the next night I slept in the truck. But all I did was sign the lease, and here's your keys. See you later. Go make money.
They flew me out there, got the hotel the day before. When I went to go check out the truck, they were doing everything on the by email. So while I was checking the truck out, they would just send me the contract to look over. And then they put me in a Trash National to go around the block just to do a driving test, just to see.
Don't call it a Trash National. Don't call it a Trash National.
It was a Trash National.
Hey, right now,
gonna hurt some feelings right now.
3 Cascadias to 1 International right now. Okay, so
again, like I said, one of us in the 4 here is looking to buy another truck, and it happens to be a Trash.
Maybe it'll be 50-50 tomorrow, but right now it's 3-1. Okay, hush.
I was gonna get an International before my Freightliner, but they sold it before I could get there.
Yeah, I mean they're cheaper trucks. Your boy. What's his name? Love bought an International.
Mm-hmm.
He's not having any issues at all, is he?
Nah.
What year did he get?
Stuff. I don't know.
2019, I think is what it was. 19.
2019.
2019 with the 10.
I'll tell you what my plan is. My plan is to go to freaking Malone Mountain, drop them $30K, and get a 2025 T680, baby.
You doing too much,
They dropped the price. They only want 19. They only want 19,000 off for the 2025. I looked the other day.
What did their monthly go up
on the new T680?
It was $22.50.
Yeah. I don't know what the monthly was. I know the
down payment. Shoot, let me look it up. Let me see here.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, I seen it the other day because I was on there because I was looking for a truck.
So Chris Howard says he's having issues switching a license. Other than that, he's good.
Let's see inventory.
Tehran is laughing.
So it's 19.
Go ahead.
New 25 T680s are 19.5 down, 31.95 for 60 months.
Okay, so the monthly went up like $600.
42 down and 14.95 40 months for the 2020s.
I need me one.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now.
21 Kenworth 6 down, 17.50 40 months.
Hey,
and
21.
The JB Hunt Internationals are 32 down, 10.99.
What I like about the what I like about the the 2025 T680 is the sharp lines.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's so
That's
sexy. Oh
what
my
makes it
gosh, dude!
so
I'm not gonna
good
lie to you.
looking.
Have you ever seen one hooked up to a flatbed, bro?
I
Yeah,
don't
I have.
know.
It's
Maybe I
it's
have. I don't
the
know.
first time I saw one was in New Jersey. The new T68. The first time I saw one was in New Jersey, and it was hooked up to a flatbed. Mint.
But I tell you what I don't like
Boy
about
Brothers
what
have
they
them.
have. What I don't like they have with what they're advertising here is they don't have the black body effects like the plastic. It's all paint
Full
like the
color.
truck is. Yeah, I don't like. That's what makes it look so good. That black trim, the plastic
Mm-hmm.
side panels with whatever color you choose. The blue would be phenomenal, but I've seen a bright red one, I've seen a blue one, I've seen a white one, and it's just the black trim, the cuts and the
The naked
angles and the,
fairing.
and the design, the
Yeah.
bearing, yeah, whatever you want to call it.
And it's good for it's more durable that way because then you're not damaging the paint on those bottom fairings.
Yeah, because those things there,
They
yeah,
last
they will
longer
hit
that way
speed
too.
bumps and all
Hmm.
that. Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
So I just don't know if that's just for picture purposes or if they actually have some that might be black. But even I'm looking at the green one right now. That green one don't look too bad because it's got some. Shut up, country. I'm not. Nope. I'm closing that
All right,
window.
so let me get to these comments. Man. We're rolling these. Ron says he's glad he found this channel. How often are you guys on? So what we do is we do a live on Wednesdays. This week it turned into Thursday because sometimes issues happen, loads, whatever. We try to do at least 2 a week. We almost always do one on Friday night like this at 8 o'clock. Wednesdays at 8 o'clock. That's what we try to do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Just depends on everybody's schedule.
Just to point out too, the guy speaking there in the top left, the pink shirt, that's James. He's the Fly Rabbit. This is his channel. The rest of us, I mean, D is pretty much a plant here as well, so he's always here.
I'm a
Myself,
plant.
I get here I get here when I can, and
This
anybody
shirt's
else that
red,
comes
by the
through
way.
gets
This
whatever you
shirt's
pinky.
red. You
That
got the
looks
big
good.
orange.
It's
You
peach, man.
represent the
There.
pink
Everybody raise
proudly,
your hand.
okay? Be proud
Everybody
of your
raise your hand
manhood.
if you think that color is peach.
Buddy. I got all kinds of pink. It's not about wearing pink. I wear pink in a heartbeat.
There you go. Good job.
Yours is
Okay,
red.
hey, I'm colorblind. I got one good eye. Leave me alone.
So Scott says, sorry, lost connection. He was at RE Garrison. Wasn't a bad thing, but I ran hard. Wasn't where I expected. Brian Jess. Talk about taking a chance. I'm literally driving in downtown Chicago Sunday morning. Audio video equipment for a conference. I should turn my ringer off.
Well, Chicago Sunday morning, I mean, you might be okay, but Chicago's always a mess. I don't care what day or time of the day it is.
Yep, pretty
Chicago
much.
sucks.
Yep. Well, lots of good paying loads coming out of there though.
Yeah, but
Relatively speaking.
Chicago's rough.
I've actually did the south side of Chicago before. I've done that before. It's hard sometimes. So let's see here. Scott back again. Let's see what he says. I'm not saying it's bad, but I sat twice in 2 weeks. That hurt me on the live loads because they don't push you to get you in. Really good people. Maybe my situation was fluke, but I had problems with the tractor.
Live loads are just unpredictable, man. They are. You just don't know.
John Huntley says, "Sweet, I'll take the International LT. It's got a Cummins. Let's roll." I agree with you. That's what I have.
If you like the 56 instead of the 73 sleeper, then more power to you. But you're gonna get less
more to fix though.
Yeah.
I think the Cascadia sleeper is smaller than the Internationals, brother.
Cascadia is 72.
No, the bed on the
I was talking about the trucks on Lone Mountain, the Internationals on Lone Mountains. They're all 53, not 73. They're not. Yeah, they're the small cabs, not the 73 like the one you got, James.
Yeah. I think these 24s are 72s in the Cascadia.
And they're mid roofs too. So
which ones are mid roofs?
Who's got
Internationals?
All the Internationals that Lone Mountain is selling. Because if they had,
I wouldn't buy it.
I'm speaking a little too fast here.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy a mid roof.
KO where he's flatbed, he's been thinking about mid roof. Yeah. Well, like I said, you're 5. Yeah, well, he's 5 foot nothing too, so it won't hurt him.
Exactly. I'm all in there. I'm good.
Yeah. I'm 6'5", bro. I couldn't do a mid roof.
I can't do a mid roof, man. I'm too tall for a mid roof, dude.
Man, how tall are you?
Huh?
I'll be honest. I think
Are you thinking about getting a different truck?
Yeah, I want to get another truck,
For a second truck, or just trade the one in?
a second truck,
So you're gonna put somebody in the truck you have?
maybe. We'll
Your
see what
brother?
happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. My brother work ethic ain't my work ethic, so we'll see what happens.
I got you. So week orientation at CRST sent me to Dallas to pick up a truck and a trailer from Birmingham. Spent 6 days waiting on the truck and trailer. I had to bring it home and fix it. Wow, that sucks. I remember you now, Raymond. You're the one at
Oof.
SRT. Yeah, man, that sucks.
Where the hell?
He's not happy so far.
I
Raymond,
turn it back in, man. You can get a job
Exactly.
anywhere. You got a CDL, buddy.
Exactly. Go
You
somewhere
can
else.
get a job anywhere, man.
Raymond, give me a call, man, anytime, buddy. Anytime.
CRST, I only heard good if you're doing flatbed.
Yeah, that's what I've been
I
hearing
think
a
that.
lot
Yeah, I
lately
think that's the
too.
cream of their
That's
crop
all.
over
Yeah,
there.
that's all I heard. They said if you ain't doing flatbed, you ain't making no money.
So Jonas says he wants a W9 with a 500 cat and a 13-speed 355 rears. That's his dream truck. Well,
Listen, if you're
Give
gonna
me
get a
one too.
500 cat,
Yeah, I guess
get an
that's
18
KO's dream
speed.
truck, right?
If you're gonna get a 500 cat, get the 18 speed, man. Don't cheap out and get the 13, especially in the W9, man. Come on,
That's
18
what I want. I
man.
want a W9 so bad.
W9, man, it's so good. You know that one guy, that other guy on YouTube that got the W9 that's never been a company driver, just trucking or
Oh,
whatever.
Just trucking, yeah.
Yeah, he's got the 18 speed with the what
Twin
he got
splitters.
with the
I feel
Cummins
like
in
you.
it.
I feel like you call Justin and make him an offer for his truck. He'll sell it right now. He's a COVID driver, man. He came out right when COVID was going crazy, making these big ass dollars,
Yep.
$2,500 to freaking Jacksonville. Now the prices are actually where they were pre-COVID. Now it's like
He
know
ain't
your worth, know
moving.
your worth, know your worth. He's doing Uber because he's not moving his truck for those low rates
Buddy.
he calls them.
There's a reason why he did a YouTube channel, and it's not because of him. Okay, just do the math and figure it out.
Didn't he buy? Didn't he
All that
buy
doesn't
cab
matter.
over
YouTube's all
as
about
well
it.
too?
He has a co-star.
Everybody
Remember
was
his
buying
co-star?
everybody
Yeah,
was buying
she's not very co-starish to me at all. Honestly.
everybody was buying cab overs, and I guess he jumped on the bandwagon and bought one as well too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He bought a
Everybody's
cab over to restore, supposedly.
now he's trying to now he's thinking about selling it.
I actually met him and his wife 2 years ago at the truck show. Not a bad guy, but that was at the peak of his, existence, more or less, and when everything was still
Well,
good.
damn, James, not his existence.
Huh? You know what I mean? The peak of his YouTube channel. Only you would look into it and see it that way,
Peak of
man.
his existence, huh?
How about the peak of your existence? You're at the peak of your existence right now.
that is so morbid, bro.
So Brian says he's downtown trying to avoid all these overhead trains and like right by the Sears Tower. Wow, you're right there in the mix. So this might be something
Couldn't
for
be
you,
me,
KO.
boy.
Raymond's a flatbedder, so you might want
Raymond
to
is
try
a
to
flatbed.
Oh, so he was the one. Oh, he's the one
CRST.
at
CRST.
The one at
Oh.
CRST.
So you
Oh,
might want to recruit this guy.
I know not to go there. Then I heard good things about they flatbed.
Yeah.
I actually heard good things about CRST.
I thought they were just mainly out west, aren't they?
I don't know. I see them all over, everywhere.
I barely see them.
All right, so Raymond, if you need to get a hold of KO, man, reach me up and I'll put you in contact with him. R.E. Garrison, I still have my stubs. If you wanted to look, like I said, wasn't a bad place. He promote because they kept him rolling. Just the truck issue messed me up. Was one of those experiences. And
Can't argue flawlessly, man.
We're back on the shirt again.
Wow.
He said it's pink,
Lord.
man.
Actually, we've had some good comments today. Anybody got any comments on anything?
It's been
Go ahead,
going.
guys. Anybody want to talk about anything?
James.
This is your chance, Davy.
James. Oh, James.
Talk about what?
Oh, James. That's just James trying to fill the freaking air, man. That's all. What we got?
God, what year was your truck?
Hit that like button, people. You got 23 in here. We've had plus 20 the whole night. Hit that like button.
I said, Scott, what year was your truck? They have a.
They have been good to me with reimbursement, but their shop sucks. Damn.
What would
Oh,
Dr. Phil talk about? I got you. I got your Dr. Phil. So let's do this. Where's everybody at tonight? So we know you're at home, either Atlanta or Tampa, one of the two.
I'm in Atlanta.
Country, where are you at today?
I'm in Hawk to shit.
You said Hawk too.
Haktua.
What did you say?
I'm in Hawk.
What you said?
No,
You
I'm
better
in
spit on that.
it's not Hawk Damn, that's that chick.
Exactly. I'm like, where you at?
I'm in what's the name of this damn town? It's in Cuttawa, Kentucky. All right, off 24th at the pilot
I'm about to say
that
you talking
hucks.
about hot tour. You
You
must
said
be
Hawk
somewhere
too.
near
I'm
Memphis.
like, hey,
Be somewhere
exactly.
near Memphis.
Right there with the Memphis girls, bro. By the loves.
Hey, let me
Oh
tell you about
Lord,
that place, Country. That's one of my favorite places to stop at
I
in the
too.
mornings. They
What,
have the
Memphis?
best. They have the best biscuits. They have the best biscuits in the morning: sausage, bacon, eggs, all
Yeah,
kinds
this
of
this
stuff.
this pilot. It's a dealer. It's a
Yeah,
Hucks, one of those
yeah,
Hucks. Yeah, they got a good kitchen in here. I had some fried chicken and taters and stuff earlier, man. This
yep.
place is, I like this place, and I've been here. This is my third or fourth time, like the past month, where I've been
And
running
they're
this
not
region.
expensive. They're not expensive at all
No,
either.
they're not. No, not at all. They don't. You can't do mobile fueling or shit like that.
Yeah.
But still, it's a nice little place. I like it, and I'm parked right here beside the scale because I'm bobtail. And oh, check this out. Here's my little story of why I'm here, where I'm at right now. Because I told you earlier that I
Yep.
was going to go because my next load is a pickup at P&G tomorrow, and I was going to go to that. There's a truck stop right around the corner, 8 miles from this place. I was going to park there tonight and go pick it up tomorrow. But when I dropped off my load in Clarksville, Tennessee today, it was at a at home store. And those of you who ever drop off at a store versus a DC, the normal routine is you drop your loaded trailer, you pull out the empty, then you put the loaded into the dock, and then you hook back up and get the hell out of there. Now today I get there, there was one. They have two docks. One has a Schneider trailer in it. The other one was open. So I was like, okay. So they told me to go ahead and back into the open dock, but the other trailer there wasn't empty yet, and it wasn't going to get empty today. So I was like, well, shit. So whatever. So I called my buddy Ronnie because this is his background. This is his stomping grounds. He kind of told me what he would do. And like, that sounds good. I'm gonna do that. So I didn't even close out my assignment at the at home after I dropped that trailer off. I dropped the trailer off, and I was bobtailing all the way to PG for tomorrow, and I was going to stop 3 miles short. There's a Freightliner dealership called Tag Freightliner right there. I was going to pick up an empty there, and then go into P&G, and then close out my assignment. Then, um, so just so I would have to put no exception and have the planners try to send me 15 different places for a damn empty, right? So, which they would have sent me to Hopkinsville, where I would have came across 20 trailers full of pallets, would have wasted 2 hours there. And they would have sent me somewhere else, probably even further away, 300 miles in the opposite direction, probably. So I said, screw it. I was going to do that idea there. So that's what I was going to do. But right when I pulled into this pilot today, I pulled over just because I'm bobtail, I'm light, and it was windy. It got windy as shit. I wanted to pull over, look at the radar. So I wasn't sure if I was going to stay here or not, I just wanted to look at the radar. But I looking at the radar and realizing that place I was going to go to isn't open 24 hours. I didn't want to stay in a place where I didn't have 24-hour access to a laboratory, and there wasn't really no rest areas between here and there. So I decided to just stay here. I'm 120 miles away right now from there. I'll get there a couple hours in the morning, no problem. But as soon as I pulled into this spot, my assignment got updated. So my BOA, Dawn, I got her now. Remember, I got rid of Samantha about a month ago, and I got Dawn. Dawn, she knows what she's doing because she's like she saw me. I know she did. She had to have. Like, this motherfucker, I know what he's doing. So what she did, took that empty task off of the at-home delivery, so I can clear out that assignment. I was like, okay, let me see where they're going to send me to get it empty. Sure enough, this bitch is sending me to the exact same place I was going to go anyway. So to grab an empty of this tag. Because I already had in my mind that I wasn't going to go wherever they was telling me to go because I already got a plan. But apparently she knew what the fuck I was doing, and she updated everything, and it works out fine. But you know how planners can be. Or if your BOA doesn't intervene and knows what she's doing, they screw everything up. So anyway, what I was going to do is what they wound up planning me to do, so it all works out.
Did you get you a good parking spot? You know you got PTSD and shit about people parking next to you. You good? You good tonight?
Hey, bro, I'm right here beside the scale. The only way that anybody goes on the scale can fuck me up is if they're just crazy, and I got a wide load Caterpillar guy right here next to me, right there. That's blocking my driver's side. So I'm good. I'm good. Nobody should be able to clip my damn hood off in my position. Yeah, you damn right. I got
Listen, a
PTSD. I got
super
truck
ego
stop
driver will
PTSD.
find a way to do it. Okay,
Yeah, I guarantee it. But I'm
one
right
of them
now. I'm
Swift
secure.
drivers will find a way to do it.
I
All
do
right,
got
so
I
let's
do
read
got
some of these.
voters.
Let's read some of these comments. He said he told you that he's in Aurora, Nebraska, just east of Grand Island. I think he's being a smart ass, aren't you, Brian? Uh,
It's no better ass to be than a
Tehran,
smart one.
2023. But the thing there is, they'll tell you to pick, and you run to the truck legitimately. Had engine light, not enough trucks ready. Freightliner steering is too hard. Brian just says, I don't mess with those. I don't miss those empty trailer adventures at all. Having the same trailer is the best. And
Yeah,
that's interesting that you say that because, with you doing live loads and live unloads all the time, that really changes things up compared to dropping hooks. So
yeah, but
Tehran's
you know
outside.
what? Once you learn which lives are bad, you would just avoid them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
I
guess
mean,
so.
granted, I mean, yeah, it does kind of take a tamper and limit you, but I still want my own trailer. I do, and before I even consider making a move when I'm ready, I will make sure that's in the cards before I do it, so I can do it all at one time. So I will be a particular a dedicated live truck. So
Are
we'll
you
see how it
looking to
works
be
out.
getting your own authority?
At some point, yes, because I feel like I feel like if you're, I mean, my reasoning for attaching to a mega early is still the same reason. They're going to have loads. You're going to have something to go. You're going to have something to move. But where the mega rates are as bad as hell worse than the spot market these days, at least from what I'm dealing with. So, and I feel like even if you're having a great week, they have some sort of programming in their system saying, "Hey, limit this driver to not seeing this good load, so this next driver in the area can possibly get it." So the numbers balance out. So because as a mega, you want to keep everybody in there just enough to where they don't let go, right?
They
So you
really
don't
do
want
that for real?
you. I, there's no proof. No one will ever admit it, but it's technology. It has to be. I
I
mean, they're
just
not going to
had me
have
some
one
pork
driver make
chops.
$8,000 every single week, and the next driver barely making 35. That's just not. They're not going to do that. So, but the only true way to get to make your maximum for your effort would be running the spot market, running the boards on your own. That way, there's no cap on you. But
So, Tehran,
eventually, yes.
Tehran, if you need to get a hold of Scott, you can get a hold of me. I'm gonna put my number in here, and I'll put you in contact with Scott.
Cooking pork chops. Shit, yeah, Brian Jess. Pork chops are the way to go, buddy.
I just had me some fried pork chops before this live
Lo-
started.
Love
So
some pork
good.
Zulu
chops.
Time says he's gone. Thanks for all your help. See you soon. Be safe out there.
See you,
Brian said
Zulu.
pod on percentage, not miles. Paid on
Paid on
delivery.
percentage, not pod.
Paid on delivery. I'll sit there all day for my agreed rate at $50 per hour detention. Paid on percentage. He learns more every day passes. Scott says, I found the spare tires for my tractor, less maintenance account, and grabbed a jack and heading around the corner. Okay.
Scott, you better stay away from my truck.
That's what he's saying. Kendall, we don't have any voice from you. Are you talking to somebody else? Yeah. We just see him talking, but there ain't no voice. He says he just has to get them off the rim, so we already know where he's getting his tires at.
Don't
What
you
was you
dare
doing?
touch
Talking to your
my
daughter?
truck.
Where you at, WA?
Huh?
Where you at?
Down the street around the corner from Scott.
He's
No,
going to take.
I forgot. Do you live in Florida?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we
Florida.
all
We all Florida
we
boys,
all live there in Florida,
except the
man.
West
Except
Virginia boy up there.
What about West Virginia? What?
West Virginia.
What about
I
that
me?
man
said,
was
I
sitting there
said,
driving up and down them damn mountains up in West Virginia, boy. 40,000 pounds on his back, them Schneider loads, man. He tripping, bro.
My little happy ass don't be going through those mountains when I'm heavy.
You
If
go
I'm
pick up
above
them
20,
course loads.
I ain't going up fucking Fancy Gap. It ain't happening. Not if I'm higher than 20, I'm not going that route. My ass goes straight across. What is that? 74, and I come up 75, go around that shit.
So
James, you text me
yeah, what
TikToks.
I'm texting you a TikTok. I want you to take a couple seconds and I want you to watch that TikTok real quick. I want to see your reaction.
Well, you ain't gonna see it because
You're on your phone. I forgot. Watch it
yep.
later, dude. Watch it
Nope,
later.
I'm watching it now. Too late.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I want
Let's
to see
see.
your reaction.
It's funny because now his face is just.
That's something to do with certain something.
He got the baby face just frozen right there, just with a little butt.
Yeah. Here, I need to get a snapshot of that
Get
real quick.
a screenshot of it real quick before he gets back on there.
I'm working on it.
Oh my gosh. Did you send that guy? So KO, like, what's
He's just
how's
trying to make fun
your
of West Virginia. That's all he's
how's,
trying to do. I stopped watching that bullshit.
how's your experience with flatbed versus
Little
pulling
hot
pulling the
tuna
dry
for you.
vans?
But I will say, when we get divorced in West Virginia, yes, we're still cousins. All right, go ahead, KO. You can answer that question.
personally, I like it. Flatbed for me, I like the physical part of it because just sitting all day, that shit is boring. Plus you don't do a lot of sitting. Well, we ain't got docks like that, so you ain't doing no sitting. You literally pull up. You got like 2, 3 forklift people. They load you and you gone. Same
You
way
get
if
a
you
lot
getting
of
unloaded.
loads. You get a lot of loads down in Florida, like to get out and stuff.
We have a lot of places we pick up. We pick up from Wildwood, Jacksonville, Sanderson, Frostproof, Cape Canaveral. It's a bunch of places.
Sanderson's like your weekly starter though lately.
Yeah, that's where they send me them. Sanderson is where I pick up them slinky coils every week. I go there every Monday, basically.
So you ain't really got to worry about getting out of Florida all that much, right?
Not at all.
I might think about moving from driving. I'm not sure.
Honestly,
I think flatbed might be the thing for Florida drivers, man. You just
if it wasn't for me, if it wasn't for having to climb up and throw tarps, I'd do flatbed. My ass ain't climbing 14 foot in the air to throw a tarp.
I've always wanted to do it, but I feel like as soon as it gets cold, I want my dry van back.
That's what a lot of flatbed people do.
I want my dry van back and just. Because Landstar has a program over here where they have a class that you can take in Fort Worth. They'll put you on a list to get they'll put you on a list for flatbed, and then you can basically just switch in between whatever you feel like doing. You run flatbed for a little while, you can switch out, do dry van, or whatever.
Doesn't flatbed slow down in the wintertime anyways?
That's what they say.
Well,
I mean, I guess it's regional. I mean, if you're in Texas, I'm sure it's got some movement going on.
So Brian just says the heaviest load he ran was 22,000 this month, but last 3 were 4,800 pounds or less. Brian Jess again says, let's all call Poppy at the same time. Yeah, I hear you, man. Poppy's at home, probably getting ready for bed. It's 10:43 his time, so he probably took his
10:43. You mean 9:43?
9:43.
10:43 on the East Coast.
No, it's not. It's 9:43.
Where
the hell you at?
Are you in Arizona?
No, my laptop shows a different time than what the time is here. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. It still doesn't matter. It's after 9 o'clock. He's probably in bed.
Yeah, like that's normal old folks would be.
Yeah, took his Geritol and ready for bed. Um, Peace out, folks, says Raymond Husser.
Hey,
Um,
Raymond
yeah,
Huser.
I've been looking at the thing you did there, KO. I've been looking at those trucks like you have been, and I happen to be one of those four people. But it's interesting, man. I mean, there's a lot of things that go with it. A lot of things change. Your power changes. I think for what you can and can't do and where you want to go. Um, Instead of them telling you how you're going to do stuff, I think you can tell them how you're going to do it, whether they like it or not. I think your power shift changes completely once you have that truck and you have that title.
yeah, they
I
treat
think
you differently
I
because they
think
can't.
also
You're not a glorified company driver no more, so they can't be like, "Oh, you have to do this." I don't have to do anything. I can park my truck, and ain't shit y'all can do to me. It's my truck.
Yeah.
So,
and
Yeah.
also I
Did
think
you,
the one
did you
thing
get your
that's
own insurance?
really
Before
Did
he
you get
bounces
your own?
out, Teron, thanks for coming by, buddy. Have a good night.
have a
Did
good
you get
night.
your own truck insurance, or did you get it through Shelton?
I have it through Sheldon. I could get it through the people who lease my truck. It'll be the same price, but instead of paying weekly, it'll be monthly.
Did you check out 10-4 insurance?
10 for. I heard of that before.
Should
They
look
gave
into
me
Uh,
Seabright too.
a quote on this truck, 150 for everything, and it includes a gap policy. Also,
uh-huh.
there's $3,000 or three $5,000 deductibles too. So if anything goes wrong with any electron, like if somebody steals my electronics, they give me $5,000. Personal items like clothes and stuff, $5,000. And I forget what the third one was, but they give you three, and it's actually a good deal. I'd look them up if I was you. I don't know what you're paying, but $150 a week really isn't that bad. It's only $30 more than what I'm paying here at JB Hunt, and their coverage is so much better because like I said, you get a gap policy too. They don't even give you a gap policy in most insurances. I don't know if you know that or not.
hmm
You say 10-4?
10-4 insurance, 10-4 truck insurance.
Yeah.
They do
Who's
financing too.
I heard of them.
who
Mm-hmm.
was
Ain't that
that?
who ain't that who Zeke Dog used?
I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, pretty sure it is.
You gotta
I'm
get
not
that
sure
guy
what.
on the show one of these nights, man.
I
Who
would
was
like
that?
to have him on.
Who's that company that Lone Star State Lone Star Texas ran? Was that 10-4? Jessica Rush?
10-4. Brian Jess, and he's commenting right now. Brian Jess is the one that kind of led me on to them. He's the one that told me that they have roadside breakdown towing for an extra $30 a month. Yeah, they're pretty reasonable.
I'd look
But I
into.
caught.
I would also
uh,
look into Seabright as well too. It's pretty reasonable rates, and you do get a lot for what you pay for as well
Now let me
too.
ask you this: when it comes to getting your, I know right now where your insurance rates that they're quoting you is while still operating under JB Hunt's numbers, correct?
Uh, yes. No. What? Repeat your question again. I'm sorry.
The quotes for the insurance they're
Uh-huh.
giving you is while your truck is still registered under the JB Hunt DOT numbers, correct? Because
Um.
I'd be willing to bet if you got your own authority and had your own MC number,
Yeah, it'll be
that
different.
rate that
Yeah, it's
rate
going to be
wouldn't be the
different. Yeah,
same.
Yeah,
absolutely, it's going
it'll
to be
be
different.
different.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay,
absolutely.
okay. Okay.
Depends on what company you're with. Yeah, more or
Yeah,
less,
Yeah,
okay.
and the
he can get
value of
his
your
own.
truck.
Yeah, he can get his own insurance now. He just have to. He can get his own plates. He could get his own plates and still run under JB Hunt.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's the plan. If
I'm just looking for the easy transition, the lowest cost transition from registered plate to your own plate. You know what I mean? So
hmm
so,
get
so
your own MC.
Scott's giving me some kudos there. He respects what I do and says I care about everything. And that's the whole purpose of the channels for everybody to come on here and give their opinions. I give it the truth. My policy on the 2020 KW with roadside is $315 a month. That's not bad at all.
A
No,
month
not bad at
Yeah.
Damn,
all.
with
that's cheap.
Wait, you
roadside?
thought it was three
Yeah.
fifteen a week? You sure?
No, it's
You didn't
315 a
say.
month.
You didn't say
Right.
a month.
It doesn't matter. I've
Yeah.
talked to him. It's a month.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a pretty freaking
But you
sweet
got to
deal.
understand, his truck is several years old though, too, man.
Oh, 10-4 is through Lone Mountain. Okay.
Yeah, it is. And Brian, correct me if I'm wrong. There, it is a month, right?
Per month,
Yeah,
yeah. He says
per
per
month.
month. Holy crap.
So OTR Vic says 10-4 is owned or affiliated. Well, you just read that, Lone Mountain.
Yeah.
The Bull of the Woods says, what do you think of the lease purchase deal? Well, which lease purchase deal are we talking about?
Are we
Bull of
Yeah,
the
still
he
Woods?
talking
de-
about Low Mountain or
he deleted that too. So he retracted that. You're still looking off of your program,
Yeah,
but
I
he
am.
retracted it from YouTube. So
Okay.
maybe he wants to rephrase his question.
Okay. And like you said, Brian just says per month. I was pretty confident it was $350 a month.
That's
That's a
cheap.
hell of a deal. I mean, I might
Hmm.
just fucking look into them just for the sake of saving $500 a month.
Well, I can tell you right now, yours is. I don't know. Schneider might be a little bit cheaper, but with JB Hunt, like I said, it was $150 for everything. Now, remember, look at your pay stub. Schneider's insurance, if my memory serves me correct, was like under $100 a week. I mean, it was cheap.
Well,
It was like $75 or $80 a week. So think about that before you do it.
no, hang on a second. Hang on, hang
Yeah, not mine.
on.
When I was at Schneider, that bitch was one something. It was like 150 or something like that.
What I pay a week in insurance is. Oh, I don't have that totaled out. Hang on. Bloop. So bloop. Come on. Do as I say, not as I do. Damn you. Copy. Boom. Let's go over here to this one. Here. You there, and hit paste. All right. My total insurance a week is 205.20, but I purchased everything.
Wow.
I
I've
have
got
physical damage, bobtail insurance, occupational, physical damage, buyback, bodily injury, cargo, personal property, and registration. 205.20 for all that.
I bet you can get it cheaper through 10-4.
But I
I pay
also get
eight
free.
hundred
I
a
also
month
get
for
free
my truck.
windshields.
I pay
Well,
eight
we
hundred a
and
month.
we
I
no
get
pay
we
eight
get
deduct.
hundred
free
a month for my truck.
we get
It's
free windshields no
ridiculous.
matter what because we live in Florida.
I've had 3 in the first 2 months, and I haven't had to have any since. No deductible. They're just like, we ain't gonna raise your insurance. So that's before I knew Schneider was self-insured. So I guess that's just a perk of being one of their ICs. They'll replace your windshield for you if you go through Gerber. So
Yeah, I need my
So
windshield
here's
replacement.
Bull of the Woods comment. What do you think of the lease purchase deal? 2021 Lone Star, 700 a week, 165 a week insurance, 2.5 year lease, truck, gas, 420,000. Still has warranty. Trailers are reefer, but it's power only. Um, 2021 Lone Star. Now the Lone Star, I know that truck because I've had one. They're great trucks. First off, mine was a 15.
Got a Cummins in
Seven.
it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably got a Cummins in it because that's all they put in the Lone Stars, if I remember correctly.
They put
Um,
the
700 a week really isn't bad. It's got 420 on it. Yeah, the truck's worth a lot more money than the standard LT is because everybody wants one. I don't think that's a bad lease.
they stopped making them too. They don't make Lone
Yeah.
Stars anymore.
paint it green. Put your clown, big old clown mask, whatever the hell that thing
Like,
was on the front of it.
Yeah, for
like,
maximum overdrive.
Yep.
like,
I've seen that truck on the road, or a truck like that on the road one
I've seen
time.
one as well too.
all right.
Funny enough, that movie used to scare me as a little kid, bro.
So
I think it scared everybody.
Brian says the 315 includes gap and 5,000 per month for business interruption. That's what the third thing was. So you get 5,000 a month for business interruption. You get 5,000 for the electronics, and you get 5,000 for your personal belongings.
So
on the
business
insurance.
interruption. What do you mean, like storm damage, or they say the
Well, I
roads
mean
are shut down?
anything. I mean, if your
I'm
truck
just
breaks
trying to.
down,
I'm just
your
trying to
truck breaks
understand
down.
that term. That's all.
Yeah, truck breaks down, anything like that.
Anything
Like
that
your
causes you not being able to work, you get
Uh-huh.
5,000 for a claim,
Can
Yep.
you take the truck
which helps
anywhere?
you cover the cost. Okay.
Can you take the truck anywhere, or does it have to stay with this company that you're
What
leasing
truck are
from?
we talking about?
That
Brian?
Sure.
the Lone
Lone
Star.
Star? I would imagine it's with the company.
Yeah. It sounds like he's leasing it through whatever company he's talking about.
So back to his comment, it's 5,000 payoff at the end of the lease. So yeah, I don't think that's a bad. I don't think that's, and it's only 2.5 years. So let's do the
And you're
math.
you're at 420K on the engine. You're probably looking at
650
For
somewhere
trailers,
a
at
couple
the end
hundred
of the
thousand
lease.
miles.
They said the trailers are company responsibility. Dedicated customers always have loads. $1.30 a mile plus fuel surcharge is to pay.
So you're paying about 91 grand for the truck is what you're paying for. A little bit on the high side, but again, you're doing a lease and you're kind of financing it through them in a roundabout way. So I don't think it's a horrible one, as long as it's a good truck.
I don't think it's a horrible one as long as they got loads for you to move.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
even at $1.30 a mile
with a fuel
plus,
surcharge,
plus your fuel surcharge. I mean, if you're running, hell, all you need to run is 2K, 2,500 miles a week, paid miles, and
So
you
look at
should
this.
be taking home a couple thousand a week off of that.
OTR Vic says he uses First Guard for insurance. So Highway Trucker, he pays $260 a month with 10-4. I don't know what truck you have, Highway Trucker, but $260 a month, that's literally car insurance almost. Same thing with Brian.
I was quoted less than $200 a month.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of things go into factor. I think age, the year of the truck, the value of the truck, company you're with, all that shit, I'm sure plays a factor. So I'm sure all four of us.
I don't think it's all four of us. Driving records, what they look at.
Well, experience, whatever. I mean, however you want to look. I think if all four of us called right now, we'd all get a different quote.
Absolutely. So Brian just says he can take his truck wherever I want. It's mine. I think he misunderstood because he was talking about Bull of the Woods lease.
Yeah.
It would take a really bad run or luck for me to ever.
I thought Brian just was at Swift?
SRO. He's at SRO.
SRO now. Okay.
Yeah, he left
used to be at Swift, right?
Yep. He left
Swift.
Okay. SRO. Bull of the Woods says, I'm looking at it. I know 3 guys there now. They average 22 to 2,500 a settlement. So that means they run you
after deductions.
Yeah. Are they a percentage based company or do you get
$1.30 a mile?
Well, he said $1.30 a mile plus full surcharge.
Okay.
Yeah.
What company is this?
He said last week or 2 weeks ago. He runs.
Where they got a Lone Star.
Yeah, he's up in Northwest, right? He's that reefer driver up Northwest, right?
Yeah, Oregon, Washington State, something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Don't go through Oregon. Yeah. Just don't go through Oregon with the truck.
Yeah. I think he actually he lives up there, so he will be going through Oregon.
Don't go through Oregon with the truck. Just take the long way around, man. It's gonna save
you. KO, let's go to Oregon, bro. Let's go. You take your flatbed, I'll take my drive in. We'll go to Oregon. Fuck it. Let's go.
I gotta tell you the truth.
I ain't going nowhere near Oregon.
I went to Oregon when I was at Prime, and I got stuck in a snowstorm.
But let's do it in January. Let's do it in January. You and me, bro. Come on.
I think we need to do a trip to Alaska. Is what we need to do. Take a trip to Alaska.
Oregon's truckers, here we come.
On that fuel tax, boy.
Let's get our convoy going, boys. Let's go.
I'll take a flight to Alaska, but ain't no way I'm taking no truck up there. And funny thing is, bro, Landstar, the loads from Landstar going up to Alaska pay so good.
Well, listen to this. It takes you longer to drive from Seattle to Alaska than it does to take you to drive from Miami to Seattle.
I'm sure it is. No. There's nothing up there.
There's no highways after.
There's nothing up there. You're taking a lot of dirt road.
Not that I'm plugging another guy's channel. I haven't seen any of his videos in a while, but about 2 years ago, Trainer James, I'm sorry, he was doing some stuff and he was doing some Alaska runs and he worked. What was the name of that company that's a side company off of Prime, KO? Not the black and red and yellow trucks, but BLC or something like that. You ever heard of them?
Yeah.
Well, that's who he worked for, was that BLC company. I don't know how many trucks they have, but they're a side company off of Prime. And he got a brand, back then it was a 21 or 22 Volvo. I've never seen one before. It was a mid-roof Volvo with the extended frame for the flatbed. I have never seen that truck before. And they, instead of a VNL, it's called the VNX is what it's called. I didn't even know they made that truck.
I've seen them before.
They ordered it specially for him to do that Alaska haul stuff. He teamed with another guy, and it would literally take them 3 days to get up there. No, it was actually longer than that. I think it was a whole week, if I'm not mistaken. They had a run from Orlando all the way up to Anchorage, Alaska.
Yeah, I'll run it. They pay me enough.
I would run it too in a heartbeat.
It'll pay, but those loads do pay.
Yeah, he just OTR.
And the only reason why they're paying because you're not getting anything coming out.
Used to be RST. Yeah,
That's cool.
If you
I
get
go
a
up there
reefer, you
homecoming.
might be able to catch some fish and bring back some fish, but
I
that's
bet
pretty
that's
much
king
it.
crab, Alaskan
Yeah,
king crab, damn
RST.
it.
I heard about RST. RST used to be the talk of the town a few years back. So where all the where all the prime YouTube drivers were going over.
Kind of like what CRST is now. They are the talk of the town, but they ain't worth a shit from what your real drivers say. It's like, what?
So is there a bunch of YouTubers doing CRST?
I don't know about a bunch. Like I said, I don't. Honestly,
I
like
know one.
when you mention me about YouTubers or hell even KO mention me about guys, I don't know who these fuckers are. They don't come across my feed, so I just watched a handful of people that I watch on a regular, and that's it.
I wonder
So
whatever
KO,
happened to a coach.
I don't know. KO, I got a good one for you to watch with you being Flatbed. Let me look him up, and I'm going to tell you. It's Joe Seppi, I believe is his name.
Yeah, but he's turned into a little punk, so I stopped watching him.
Trucking with Joe Seppi, man. He's
Yeah.
funnier than shit, dude.
He used to be till it turned into a baby over the past month or so. He's a whiny old little kid child's what he is.
He works for Central Oregon Transport, the
Yep.
the rural light green trucks.
Yep.
Mm.
So I used to watch him.
Bull of the Woods. They also have 579 with PACCARs, 725 a week, 3-year lease, 175. I'd stick with the Lone Star if it was me.
They say them pack cars suck, boy.
Yeah,
There's a
PACCAR.
prime truck.
I would
Prime
rather
truck
take I
drove
would
into
rather
the
take an
gas island.
826 over a PACCAR, man.
What is he doing? Is he going to?
I've had a 579 with a PACCAR, and that thing made me nervous. I had to give it away. I gave it back at 99,000 miles. I gave it back and left
What are
that
you
damn
doing,
company,
driver?
man. I
You're
couldn't
doing
do
it
it.
all wrong.
Go help him.
Why? Oh, my bad.
Don't
Y'all
be
go
that
ahead.
guy.
Just
Go
ignore
ahead
me.
and help him.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
won't.
Go ahead, country. Go help that man. You got
No,
the bright orange on already. He'll see you.
So my
Shit,
Lone
man.
Star back in the day in
Shit.
15, it had the Cummins, not the X15, the one before it. What was the Cummins before the X15? Anybody remember? I don't remember. It was a great truck.
It was still a
diesel
15
engine.
liter, but I forgot what it was. But yeah, I don't think it was X.
Highway Trucker says PACCAR's terrible. We all agree with you. PACCAR's not even a rebuildable motor, so when it gets to a million,
the new ones are kind of the new PACCAR motors. They're built off of the MAN or the DAF motors out of Europe, and they have like a B10 rating, which basically means 90% of them supposed to go at least 100,000 miles without problems. So I don't know. Maybe the older ones do, but from what I've been researching and looking up, like the new PACCAR motors should last you quite a bit
I
as long
still
as
want
you
a
maintain
Peterbilt.
them.
I still want a Peterbilt.
OTR Vic agrees. He says you need to go out and help him, country.
Oh, he good. He ran over one of them boulders back here. He waiting for
There
a tow
you go,
truck now.
Bull of Woods. Yeah,
IXX 15.
that's it. The IXX is what I have. It was a good motor. It was a good truck. I really love that truck. Unfortunately, the company that I leased that to was a side company of Celadon, if anybody remembers Celadon, and they were called Eagle Logistics. Back in the day, no experience, hardly any experience. The company just wasn't paying very good at all, and the truck payment wasn't that bad. I think back then my payment was $550 or $600 a month, but the problem was it was like a 6-year lease. It took forever to pay that truck off. And me and another guy went there, and he literally, this was 2015. He literally just paid his truck off like 2 years ago. He stayed with the company, kept his lease. Obviously, Celadon went out of business, but he took his truck elsewhere because he was able to. But he paid the truck off, and he still has it, as far as I know. Of course,
Hey,
18,
James.
little different there. What's that?
I was going to ask if maybe we can start winding down. We're approaching the 2-hour mark.
You don't like going past 2 hours, do you?
I don't like going past 90, but I'm here, bro.
You know what? I got to tell you something, man. I got 30 people on this live. That's the most people I've ever had on a live.
You're welcome.
People are loving this conversation tonight, man.
Yeah. It's been good.
First company I worked for before they went bankrupt, Celadon.
But,
Yep.
but we got to leave them wanting more for next week.
Well, I got you. Hey, if you
I
guys
mean,
want to cut loose, feel free, man. I'm not holding you hostage by any means. I think 18 will stay on here, won't you? 18.
I just ain't no quitter. I didn't
We
want to.
got
I didn't want
6
to leave you
minutes.
hanging.
I
I
mean,
didn't
we
want to
got
leave you
6
hanging.
more minutes before we call it quits.
Anybody? I don't hold anybody's hostage here. I mean,
Let me ask y'all a question. What's the worst company you ever worked for?
Trans Am, very first one. That or Eagle Logistic, the one I just talked about. Those were
I
two
feel
awful
your pain
companies.
on that one, brother.
Well, I mean, you could ask me. You could ask me
Company.
5 different. You could ask me 5 different questions. The answer will be the same. Since I've only worked for one right now. So the best, the worst, the happiest, the saddest, the strangest, the safest, the most reckless. They're all Schneider.
Shit, it would have to, for me. It'd probably be Covenant. That's the company I worked at the shortest time.
Covenant used to be mine, and yeah, I stayed there less than 30 days. But the worst company I ever worked for was MN89 out of Chicago, one of those Chicagoland companies.
MN89.
Oh, one of
Yeah,
the Russian companies.
I knew I should have turned right back around and got on the plane when I saw nothing but super ego trucks in the
Yeah, it's a little rough, Morel, for sure.
And then I knew I should have given back their truck the next time I went back to the yard when I saw them rebuilding an International, bro. Like they had the whole roof and everything with a big old hole and everything, and it's like the whole cab was just mangled down. They were just sitting in there just redoing everything.
So
Bondo everywhere, bro. Like if the
Merrill.
Bondos, they Bondo king the hell out of that International.
So Marl, if I'm saying your name right, Marl Morel, Schneider's just not cutting it anymore. Truck payment is $1,450. He's struggling. He said he might move to JB Hunt or F2F. I ran auto parts in 2015 for FTL out of Clackamas, Oregon. If I'm saying that right. Celadon bought them out after a year. Was after he was there for a year, and then he went to crap afterwards. Yeah, Celadon. That was Celadon was the Swift back in the day that was buying out a bunch of companies and bankrupting them basically, and that's kind of what happened. Jeffrey Kuhn says, on Friday night you're competing with Blue Ribbon Logistics. Had no
Jeffrey.
idea.
No, Jeffrey. No, Jeffrey. We don't know who they are.
Ready.
They are competing with us.
I was getting ready to go. I forgot all about it because it's like, oh, Kale's gonna be on tonight. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna get on because other than that, I'll be on Blue Ribbons live tonight watching because I'm over here with them too. So I'm like,
who is
I'm
Blue
trying
Ribbon?
to get.
I don't know.
They're one of Landstar's inside carriers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're a bunch of BCOs that own a bunch of equipment that try to teach new drivers who want to become independent operators how to become independent operators while leasing the trucks that they have. So,
okay.
That's just the gist of it.
I don't even recognize that name. So
it's
again,
Landstar,
a lot of people,
but it's Landstar. That's basically what they're part of the Landstar.
I got two
group.
comments here. Mike Long says still waiting on an email from Fly Rabbit. Well, I don't do emails anymore. I don't know if I posted that a couple weeks back. I put my phone number on there. Just feel free to give me a call. I put my phone number there a minute ago. I'll put it up again. Just give me a call. I'll be more than happy to discuss anything that you want to talk about. Email is just too hard, and I was getting a lot of spam. And honestly, a lot of the emails were going to spam, and I wasn't seeing them. And I just kind of cut the email thing out. I'm sorry that I didn't get back with you, Mike. I didn't see it. Hey, KO, would you go back to drive van?
You can't ask him that question yet. It's not cold enough.
The thing I liked about driving is the dropping hooks, honestly. Dropping hooks with flatbed is fucking horrible.
Tell them why, KO. Tell them why, buddy.
They don't even tell us.
Yeah, I've seen that video that you posted the other day.
Yeah, you gotta take all that shit off one trailer, put it on the next trailer, then somebody stole half the straps, so you gotta take all the straps off that trailer, put it on another trailer. So yeah, it takes
that so was much that video you was in Texas. You had to do that dropping hook.
Yeah, man, I
Yeah,
had to take all them damn straps off. And then one in Alabama, I had to take off 11 straps from my old trailer, put it on the new trailer.
I didn't even know there was dropping hooks for flatbed. Honestly,
Yeah, they have them. It's not a lot, but they have them.
By watching him
they
and that
tried.
Maverick guy, that when you do a drop and hook, whatever if they use 80 bungees, 4 tarps, 35 straps, 4 whatever their cribbing stuff is, they use all that crap. You got to
Hello.
replace everything off of your truck you took in onto the empty
I
trailer, and because it's
Uh,
yeah, it's a pain. I can imagine, bro. No, not this guy. Hi, sweetheart.
did MN99 make me run illegal? They tried, and I was not with it, and that's probably why I didn't last long over there. I had one time I had ran out of hours, and I was literally like 1 mile away from the shipper, and I was gonna spend the night at the shipper, and they called me, and it was like, "Oh, you have to sign out of your logs real quick and sign back in." What they ended up doing was they put their little second driver on there and then try to do the flim flam thing. And I was like, no, we're not. I don't want. I don't want it. I said I'd rather do the 2 minutes of running over the time than for y'all to be doing that, because if they look at the logs and see that I don't have a team driver, I'm not gonna sit here and tell DOT I ain't got no damn team driver, bro. You're not gonna get me caught up with y'all, bro. Like straight up,
Hmm.
I'm not doing it. Then they tried. Now there's another thing that they don't like when I used to do is when I did my pre-trips, I used to do 10 minutes. Sometimes I vary it 10 12 minutes, but I never did 15-minute pre-trips. So they would come in and re-edit my logs back as well too. And I used to hate that crap. So
Uh,
I I would
O-
not suggest anybody going near MN89.
OT,
They don't have the freight.
OTR Vic says I was on their live a couple weeks ago. Their thinking is different and old school for sure. So here's a question for you, 18: Mercer or Landstar?
Well, I've never been to Mercer, so I can't really give you an opinion on them. However, this is my second go around at Landstar, but my first time as a BCO. So I already had the itch to come back here. I already knew how the old system and everything was set up. Funny enough, right? I picked up a load this afternoon that I'm delivering tomorrow morning, and the agent that called me, he calls me back and he was like, "Hey, you Roy guys, right? You're a Roy guy. Roy is one of the dispatcher that I used to work with when I was here before. And again, when I used to work with him, I never had to look at the load board. Well, he's not my dispatcher, just another agent. So me and him became very good friends. So when the guy called me, I was like, "You're a Roy guy, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, how you know Roy?" He said, "Hold on one second." Puts Roy back on three-way. I was like, "Hey man, what's going on?" He was like, "Oh shit, you got my brother right there, bro. Make sure you take care of him. Make sure you take care of him." I say that to say that when you build relationships over here at Landstar, it can take you far. It can take you far. It can take you to the point where you don't have to look at no low board. You got somebody looking out for you. You become part of a team. You eventually become part of a family. That's literally how it works over here. What I've heard about Mercer is that's not the case over there. They don't necessarily have something like that, and it's not a the way they operate. I don't think it's like a real owner operator type deal, because the way they do their loads is like you drop your load and then you're ready and waiting for a load, but then they have other drivers in front of you that have to that see if
first
they
in,
want
first
the
out.
load. Yeah, they want to see if they want the loads first before you do, whether or not they have the hours or the time to even do the load, which I think is kind of meta. Same thing that Swift was pulling. So I'm not cool with that. What I do like about Mercer is that you get paid after every load. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait a week to get your load. And they're mostly what their bread and butter is flatbed versus Landstar, where anything pretty much goes over here. You got
Well,
flatbed,
Mercer's
RGN.
anywhere, anything too. They got well, not
Yeah, but
anything goes,
they
but
but their bread and butter is mostly just flatbed. Whereas
Yeah,
in
they started
Landstar,
out
you
with
they
can
flatbed.
do
they have
dry van, tanker, flatbed, low boys, RGNs. They do everything over here at Atlanta. It's whatever they can get their hands on, and if they have a trailer for it, you can do it. I've seen boys pulling turbines, the wind turbines, over here before. So they do everything here at Landstar. There's no roof to cap you at. You just do whatever the hell you want, and they're not coming over. They're not haunting you about you doing your job because you don't work for them. You work with them,
So let me read
and they
these
let you
comments.
know that.
Let me read these comments, and we'll get cutting loose out of here. So anybody got comments, put them up. This is your last chance. We're at 2:04. Yeah, I heard for sure they made me come up with a different name. MN 89 and Super Ego are related. I remember, Scott, you worked there, and they are linked. I remember you telling me that.
Yeah,
Brian just that he's eating pork chops and rice, and he wants some cookies and milk. So
I just
Jeffrey
had
Coon,
pork chops with mac and
Jeffrey
cheese.
Coon just made a great comment. I wouldn't say that it's old school. Their way of thinking is spending the least amount of money for the
Hmm.
most amount of profit and squeeze out your equipment. That's just smart business. Agreed on that. The only thing I don't like about Landstar is sitting duck. Honestly, most companies have a sitting duck policy now. Not all of them, but a lot of the bigger companies do.
I
I'm not
park
the
along
type
the
of
ramp.
person. I'm not the type
Yeah,
of person that parks on ramps anyway, so that really doesn't
yeah,
bother me at
yeah,
all one
yeah.
bit.
Me neither.
I'm not.
I'll park on
I
a
don't
ramp.
like parking on
Don't
ramps.
allow yourself to get into a situation to where you feel like you have to park on a ramp.
Buddy,
Uh,
I park on a ramp in a
and
heartbeat,
I've
man.
done it
I love to park.
once.
I
I've
park at
parked
both.
on a
I
ramp
park on the on
one
ramp.
time
I do
and
it
that was
all the
with
time.
MN89. And I'm not doing that again. I'm
You
sorry.
get your best sleep on a parking ramp like that, buddy.
Yeah, ain't nobody gonna
Uh,
bother you.
yeah, Mercer pay half when you pick up, and the rest you when you drop. OTR Vic Landstar gave me a new truck away in Durant, Oklahoma last week. I think it
Not
was.
gave him, but they did. They do. That's another thing that I do like about Landstar. Landstar Safety Thursdays. They put you on a list, and every time you want to do something with Landstar, you go into a drawing. It's either every couple of months. I figure every quarter or something they give away a truck, and then their million milers they do something special for them. They get a special truck as well too. The only caveat is if you do win the truck, you have to keep it at Landstar for 1 year before you if you're until you're able to take it out. But I guess if you break the sitting duck policy, that's an easy way to get out of there, right?
Facts.
They'll probably take that damn truck back too.
Exactly. They probably got it. They probably got it somewhere in the contract. You do that shit.
Yeah.
Right, right,
Hey, the
right.
good news is we did compete with Blue Ribbon Logistics tonight, but guess what? We've ran longer. They only did 2:04. We're over 2:06. So
Oh,
Ah, look at
we excited
you.
the audience, but we ran longer than them. So he said that he thinks Landstar is better. Bull of Woods. If I get approved, I might do it. I also might switch to LTL with MME, new terminal in my town, P&D, and it's hourly Monday through Friday. Yeah, that's a good deal. So I guess you can move your truck. Then we never
See,
saw that.
the thing about Landstar is like it's the closest thing you'll ever get to becoming a full-fledged 100% owner operator.
We're not even talking about Landstar right now. We're
Well,
talking.
you went up to the comment before. You like I see you like to skip a lot of you like to breeze through some comments pretty quickly, and
Yeah,
I'm like,
I mean,
we're
if we're
gonna go
talking,
back so I can talk
well,
about it too.
if we're talking milk and cookies and stuff like that, yeah, I'm probably going to skip it. But when we're
But
talking
who
business, I'm
doesn't
going to
like
put it up.
milk and cookies?
I
They
don't.
ain't
I
about
don't like
liking milk.
milk.
I don't
now I'm
run a
about to
milk.
walk inside, grab me some Oreos and a thing of milk. Thanks a lot, you assholes.
All right, so one last one here, and then we're going to roll, buddy. Actually, there's a couple more popped in. I wouldn't take the lease truck there. It's two different deals. I got you. And here's a new one I haven't seen. Moises Romero.
Moises Romero.
Oh,
Hi,
you
Gabrielle.
motherfucker!
You know who that
You
is?
mother. That's my best friend, bro.
Is it your best?
Moses.
Is that your bestie?
That's
Is that
basically
your bestie, Daviel?
that's
Why,
you know what? Since you
why
want
is
to
he
call my
just
name, that's
now
my favorite
coming on?
Mexican brother right there. So
Why is he just now coming on? He should have been on all the whole time and make comments.
I sent him a
Um,
link about it earlier. I'm gonna
here's
kill
one
him.
question for you, Daviel. Can you do reefer with Landstar?
Landstar does have reefer loads, and there is a dedicated agency that does nothing but reefer. They're called Landstar Lambos. I think they're mostly out west. So
Landstar
Lambos.
Lambos?
yeah, they're called Lambos. The Landstar Lambos are the
Oh,
freaking
they
reefer
should have.
guys.
They missed that point, man. They should be Landstar
But
Rambos.
I think a lot of their reefer loads are just up in the west, the northwest and stuff like
So,
that too. So
Bull of Woods is putting a little heart by your BFF for you there.
oh god.
Yeah, but them cents a mile, bro, or cents per mile, though. Excuse me. All right, guys. I guess we'll cut it. We still got 27 people in here, believe it or not, but we had 35 at one time. I think was the biggest. So one
That's
of the
good.
biggest lives we've had, man. Pretty good
That's a good night.
discussion.
That's a good night for you, buddy. It's good,
Yeah,
good,
it's a
good,
good
good,
night for
good,
you on
good,
a
good
Friday.
discussion this evening. Good
And we
job.
competed with Blue Ribbon Logistics.
No. They competed with us.
Did you get more? Did you get more viewers than them?
I told you, probably not, man. They got like, I don't know, 100,000 subscribers, dude. I can't imagine that.
I'm usually over there on a Friday
They
night too.
got
I ain't gonna lie to
12.4
you.
thousand subscribers, and they've already had 135 views. Now, comparing to mine,
Bull of the Woods said we should keep going. Jeffrey Kuhn is
I'd
saying
be all right
where
with
are
it.
we going?
I've
Hey,
actually
y'all.
had 77 views so far. So we've had
You-
77 people look at this channel since we've been doing the live.
But listen, yeah, y'all keep going. I'll hang out in the chat. But you can see I'm starting to yawn. I'm going downhill. So and when I do that,
Yeah,
I'll be
go get your
quiet.
milk and cookies,
Then I'm
man.
just I'm
I'm
not
up
going
for it. I'll
inside,
go
bro.
longer. I'll remove you from the
You
stage.
do what you want.
Kendall,
You ain't
want
got
to stay
to.
on it? You
You ain't got to remove me. I can leave. I got a leave button right here. But
Okay.
anyway, hey, it was cool hanging out with everybody, chilling. By the time
I'll holler
Kayla and
at
I
you
got
tomorrow,
on
bro.
live somewhere together, even if it wasn't over where I wanted to be, we'll figure that shit out eventually. But chat, thanks for the interaction and the questions and all the feedback. And you guys, same as y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'll be in the chat though.
Be good, buddy. Have a good one.
All right, you have a good one, man.
Kendall, it's up to you, man, if you want to stick.
I ain't doing that. I'm finna go eat in a little bit though. I got about 5-10 more minutes in me.
All right, so
That's good
where
enough.
are you all going? We talked about that earlier. I don't know when you joined up. I'm headed back to Florida. I actually got to go to Spring Hill, Kansas, pick up a load. It's going to Plant City, Florida. That's where I'm going back. So basically, I
Down the
left
street around
Florida.
the corner.
Yeah, basically, I left Florida with a load to come up to Kansas, and now I'm with the load Kansas back to Florida because of the storm. I kind of planned it that way. I wanted to get out of the storm. What about you there, Daviel? What's your next move?
God, I wish y'all would stop calling my government name on this.
It's your name,
on
man.
this damn place. I'm heading down to Hialeah tomorrow morning. Deliver a load.
Okay. It's easy.
$4 a mile. That was like pretty sweet. I gobble that thing up real quick, and I'm gonna see. I'm probably gonna deadhead back up this way. There's another one. I'll take it.
You do drive in at Landstar?
Yeah, I do drive in.
Why don't you do Flatbed at Landstar?
I've been thinking about doing it. I've been wanting to go do it. The only thing is that I don't have no flatbed experience, and so in order for you to do flatbed here, you gotta go take the class. But the class is in Fort Worth, and you gotta make time for that. You gotta schedule and everything like that. So right now I'm running to make money. I ain't got time to sit. I don't have any time to sit and wait. So plus I'm in the middle of doing a little some. Hopefully it works out for me in the next week, and that'll help me actually move a little bit faster with getting that done. So, but I ain't doing no flatbed in no cold weather, bro. I'm sorry. I'm solar powered, and I like warmth.
Yeah, you're solar powered. I mean, Flatbed only runs during the day, so you good.
Yeah, but yeah, I still need the heat. I still need the heat to function, bro. I'm from Florida, bro. Listen,
Me too.
I got iguana blood. Okay, my blood is
too.
I got lizard blood, bro. It gets cold. I'm not going there. I'm not doing anything, bro. I'm going back. I'm going in the back, and I'm gonna go to sleep.
What's your next move, Kendall?
I gotta deliver this load. Where is it going? Jessup, Georgia, over by Savannah. It was supposed to deliver today, but they were closed because of the hurricane, so I gotta wait till Monday.
You know, I was thinking about, since you were talking about how they have all those flatbed loads in Florida and they're pretty keeping you consistent. I was actually looking into switching over to where you're at, just for the simplicity that you have what's the word, a little bit more consistency than what anybody else would ever get with driving in Florida, which that would be like a really big thing for me to move over there. But I love being over at Landstar, bro. Nobody can. When they
So
hit me
Full
with,
of Woods,
I tell you what, when they hit me with the sit and duck policy or cancel my contract, maybe I'll go somewhere else. But until then, I'm not
Full of
doing all
Woods says he's getting loaded for home and weekends off. Highway Trucker says be safe, drivers. Moises says, anyway, how you fellas doing tonight? I
that.
know
We
Daviel
can
is all
all
right.
ignore Moise because
It's all right because so I don't need to know anything about him. It's hot. It's hot in here, just like Nelly would say. That hurricane brought too much heat. Full of Woods. The other thing about lease is they pay for round trip. Trips last 6 to 8 days, 3,000 miles roughly. That would be roughly 5,400 a truck. 5,400 truck is pretty damn good.
especially with $700 week pay, I guess.
So here's a good question for you. Highway Trucker wants to know how F2F was to you, KL. I know you weren't there long, but tell us what you know.
I mean, it was good for me. I took home $10,000 in the month that I was there. So
Was it worth it though? Like in your
the
opinion, was it worth going to F2F?
I mean, I only did it because I knew I was hopping on a dedicated while I was trying to figure out what flatbed company I was gonna go to. So I knew I wasn't gonna stay there anyway. But at the time, that's when Schneider lowboard went to shit. So I'm like, I'm not gonna stay here and
Mm-hmm.
not make money. So that's why I went to F2F for the time being, and then to figure out which flatbed route I was gonna go. So I wasn't gonna stay there regardless because you could do flatbed at F2F, but you gotta have 2 years of experience. I didn't have it.
Oh, okay.
So Brian says he's got his milk and chocolate donuts. Jeffrey Coon says it's only a 2-day class.
It is only a 2-day class, but the revenue,
Exactly. Get
missing
your
out
2
on
days in,
revenue,
man.
man. Two
Get your
days
two
cost,
days in.
man.
2 days better than
The 2 days
2
cost
days.
money.
It's better than here, Shelton. That shit a week.
Yeah, but then also you have to. There's like a waiting list to get a flatbed, and then at that point, once you do get a flatbed, now they're charging you a trailer fee.
So Brian
You don't
says
get
y'all
trailer fees for dry van.
Brian says y'all missing out not giving a company like SRO a try. So again, I've talked to you about this, Brian. I would go to SRO in a heartbeat. The problem
Brian, I tell you what,
is the
come
down
up
payment.
here on the next live and come talk to us about
I've
SRO,
been
man.
trying to
We
get
might have
him
some
on there.
people to get questions about SRO.
I've been trying to get him on there,
I
and
don't
he
even. What is SRO?
SRO Logistics.
No,
It's
I
a
don't know what
small
that is.
outfit. It's a small outfit. I've heard nothing. I've heard a lot of positive things about them. I think Trucker Todd was the one that put it out there on the YouTube sphere about SRO. I mean, so I never heard anything negative about him. It's just one guy with the authority, and he leases out
all right. So
of the drivers on
country,
there and stuff.
country just texted me some pictures, and I want to put this out there for any of the drivers. I-40 at the North Carolina Tennessee border is washed out. The road is completely gone, and he sent pictures of it. It doesn't look passable by any means at all. Look like both sides of the highway, the bridge is completely collapsed.
Ooh, wow.
I-40 Tennessee to North Carolina. You're gonna have to go around, take I-81 to get 26.
Man, them rates better be going up. Cause you gotta take that long way around, man.
Mm-hmm.
One I-26 at Jacksonville, or I'm sorry, at Jackson Love's exit, where the hospital is. Wow, these pictures are pretty destructive looking, actually. Let's get back to these comments here. And Moses says, "Damn Procter and Gamble. Sometimes they're hit or miss." Headed to Baltimore with some
But they're
connection
always heavy.
baby. Austin says he's done driving, heading to Orlando. I know you're probably, you're going to Orlando, then you're probably going home. Moses says there was a semi flipped on I-75 in Valdosta, Georgia, going north. He saw that this morning. KO, do you need flatbed experience to lease on to Shelton?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
And I made sure I called him and asked him too, because I was thinking about going over there. And then my
And
SFI rep was like, "Yeah, but you gonna need some coins if you want to take that truck over there." I was like, "I guess I ain't going over there no."
So Jeffrey Coon said, "Yeah, who is SRO? SROs, who's Brian Jess's lease to. They actually have a web page. Just do a search for SRO Logistics. You'll find them. If I can get him on here, we'll get him talking about it.
Brian Jess, man, come up on the next live, bro. Come talk about SRO. You might not know. You might be helping some
If he's
people out.
getting tired of hearing about Carol Fulmer, they got on his nerves. I don't know what that's about. Gerald, I don't know how to say your last name, Gerald McDumba. KO in the house. And I was wrong about this. Country said, read again, it's 81 that's collapsed, so you can't go around. Okay.
Sheesh, that's even worse.
I-81. Yeah, I-81's a major place that we go through.
Yeah, shit only 2 lanes.
Well, the first one you sent me, Country, is I-40 at North Carolina, Tennessee. That's not 81. What you sent. I see the second one says I-81, though.
If you're tired of,
it looks like I-40 and I-20 both.
If you're tired at working at Carroll, you can always come and team with me for a couple of months. I keep telling you that, but you don't listen.
That's my trucking company. Oh, so Carol Fulmer's where you're at.
Oh yeah, my friend worked there and she quit. She said they suck. So I don't know.
I got a guy that keeps going back there every single time. He goes, gets a local job, and then goes right back to California after a couple of months. Every single time.
Damn.
They can't be that bad. You keep going back to them, I'm guessing.
It's like me and Swift. I've been back to Swift 3 different times. Swift's an easy place to make money.
And Swift, you and Swift got a special. Yeah, I got a special relationship.
Hey, you know what? You can make money really quick there.
Oh, sweet.
I hear you, Country. Says I like to skim and read and don't pass along the accurate information. That's right, buddy.
So James, let me ask you, man. You got any plans in the future in regards to trucking?
Buddy, I've always got plans. I just don't always talk about them.
You thinking about something blue? I mean, something purple, something yellow?
Possibly, man. Just like you and a gray ghost. Yeah, absolutely. So
I might just
go ahead and put it out there because you brought it up.
I didn't bring up anything. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Mr. 18 Wheels is.
We want to know. Y'all beating around the bush.
Mr. 18 Wheels is in the process of buying a truck and coming out from under his, heavyweight SFI payment.
I wouldn't call it heavy. That's like a 40,000 pound. That's like 60,000 pounds. But
that being said, and what he's talking about, I've kind of looked into it myself also. Not saying I'm going to do it, not saying I won't do it, but it also requires cash. You had cash to put down. I don't have the cash to put down the exuberant amounts that are required to do that. If I could come up with the money, I would seriously think about it. But right now, it's not an option. It might be an option sometime at the next year if the economy turns around where I can put some money away. But it's not an option right now at this present moment. But I am looking into it. So there you go.
Depending on who you go through, you ain't got to put money down. Well, when I got approved through, first I got approved through, I forgot whatever the 2 places that Schneider recommended.
Sir, you have a card with an unlimited amount. I'm pretty sure you can get it. You don't need no down payment for that when you got that.
But they don't use your personal. They use your business side. So they approved me. The first place approved me for $40,000 with no money down, $1,200 a month payment for 4 years. And then the second place, which is Wheaton, when I went through them, they approved me for no money down, $50,000 and $2,000 a month for 3 years.
What companies are these? I know Wheaton, but what was the other one?
I forgot. It's whoever you Schneider has on their used truck page. That's how I got. That's where I went.
Let me ask you this though.
Well, you got to understand
because this is you say so. You tell me that your credit had no effect on you being able to get the truck.
They don't ask you for your like they never asked me for my social security number at all.
Wheaton.
Both of them.
Okay.
They use the first thing they ask for is 3 months of your bank account statement.
Well,
That's
I'll
what they
tell you
going
what,
off of.
Wheaton doesn't exist anymore because when I called the people that you had gone through, that was a different story for me. They were asking me about my credit and my credit score. So
Well, we apparently got bought out.
So yeah, that's probably you got it good when you got it, I guess.
Yeah, because they asked me none of that. They literally asked me
Well,
3 months of bank
you
statement.
need to look up and see what the other company was if you can remember it.
It's Paycor.
Not Paycor. The first company. You said you forgot.
Oh, yeah. I have it in my email.
Look at it and see if you can find it. So your buddy asked, "Is there any Swift local?" As far as I know, there is no Swift local.
They do, but I don't think they're in Orlando. They're not there in the Popco.
Brian just says
they got Swift local if you do Walmart.
Yeah. I forgot y'all were on tonight. I would have come on. I've been gone for 9 days. I'll be home on Wednesday. Probably take a week off. Just let me know when you want to come on.
So that means you're gonna be on next week, Brian. That's what I heard.
He'll be at home. He ain't coming on when he's at home. I know him pretty well. So Moses says think it's worthy now. I'm assuming, you know. I'm telling him it's not a good idea right now. Brian,
listen, man, you got a company driver mindset, so I can't, I can take what you say with a grain of salt, man.
Good play, 18. You won't regret the move as long as you save.
Absolutely.
OTR Vic, interesting. What's the truck deal, 18?
So I'll give you the gist of it. I'm getting the 2019 LT with the 10-speed automatic,
12 speed,
410, 400. It's a 10. They didn't make the 12 till after, so it's a 10 speed. It's a pretty decent truck. I actually test drove it today and went over it. It's nothing terrible. The only thing I don't like is it's got retreads on it. They're not going to change that, so it is what it is. All in 30,500 and some change. Should not have an issue with like massacring those payments because it's only $1,000 a month for the truck.
James, it's Capital Pacific Funding.
Capital Pacific Funding. I'm gonna look.
And this is coming directly from the international dealership, not a third party dealership where I'm getting the truck from.
Yeah, Capital Pacific Funding. That's who approved me for 40,000 down. 40,000 and no money down, 1,200 a month for 4 years. That's who originally I was gonna get that international through them, because at the time they wanted like 36 or something for the international, but they sold it before I could get there.
It's actually the opposite. Pacific Capital Funding. You got it backwards, but that's okay. I got it right here. Professional, efficient, ethical, private funds. I'll have to look into them. Back to the comments. OTR says he was looking at Pedigreed, which is prime, but they want a lot of money down, usually 25 to 30%.
That's what I was gonna go through at first, and that's when they told me like 25% down. That shit, I was like, hell no, they want like 30,000 down. I'm like, nope.
So KO, how do you feel about the weight and flatbed compared to the dry van at Schneider and Prime or Prime?
It sucks. Damn near everything you do in flatbed is heavy. Realistically, you might get some light stuff here and there, but 90% of what you haul is heavy.
Are you getting good fuel mileage, or
fuel mileage? Man, when I was at Schneider, I used to get like 9. Now my shit like 6. Yeah, it's dropped a lot because everything is like. The load I got right now is like 49,000. The load I did Monday, 49,000. Most of it's like 40 plus.
Mm-hmm.
So Brian says having a low truck payment is the best. He ran one load, paid his truck for the month, and then he paid his 2 weeks salary. Wow,
nice. The whole name of the goal is to earn it and keep it, not earn it and spend it. So
I know at SRO he gets paid literally like the next day or 48 hours after the load's done too. So that's kind of a good thing. Dart was the same way too. It's good and bad because you can't, if you're not controlling yourself, you can spend that money for the month, but at the same time, it's not like a weekly paycheck either.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You always have money coming in. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's true.
But yeah, I'm excited. Uh, the only reason why I even applied is because my BCO advisor just told me to just look into it, because after I told her how much I was paying for the truck, for the SFI truck and whatnot, she was like, I really think you should reconsider looking into getting a truck from somewhere else. First, she was telling me about looking into Lone Mountain, but Lone Mountain doesn't have any trucks that I want. And the internationals they just have the small sleeper and it's mid roof, not my cup of tea. So I was looking around and James actually put me on the dealership, and I just called and just figured it out from there. And it's been a little bit of an uphill battle, but I found the money out of nowhere. I pulled money out my ass literally just to go get just to put the down payment on the truck. And it's like, okay, I get what I'm trying to do now, but once I get the truck next week, that's the whole I'm picking it up next week. My life should be so much fucking easier, because $6,000 a month for a truck, it'll get there, man. Sometimes, like, especially with the market right now, and I understand, I knew what I was getting into beforehand. I just thought that it would be a little bit more. I wasn't expecting the market to still last this long. That's why I took a leap of faith and took me down. Took me down to Schneider. So now I'm just like, okay, well, it's not gonna work out the way that I want it to. Let me figure out what I can do next. And this is the play that I'm making now. And on top of that, I'm very mechanically inclined, so all the small stuff are not really gonna bother me when it comes to the truck. Like, little small issues with the truck. I gotta I keep Milwaukee in the truck. I got my wrenches, I got my tools, so I'm not opposed to changing shocks, doing stuff like that. I made videos on YouTube on how to do the small stuff before. Anything major that requires a computer or it requires specialty tool, that's when I'll start worrying about taking stuff to the shop. But I like to fix my own stuff, and I'm very proud of fixing my own stuff. And funny enough, my best friend is the one who taught me how to be a little bit more mechanically inclined when it comes to stuff, because when I met him, all he was dealing with was cars. So he just taught me how to do like the easy stuff. So that's the reason why I even bit the bullet and went with the International, even though I've never driven one. Always talk trash about them, but I just need a truck to make money. I don't need the latest and greatest shoe shine. So that's the reason why I went into doing that.
So some of these comments, Highway Trucker said he paid truck notice 1,000 a month paid off my other truck 2 months ago. He agrees SFI will drain you in the long run. Get in SFI and get out. Austin says not going home, just the loads for week 2. That loads Kathleen to Jonesboro and 2 loads Jonesboro to Orlando. And then a load to Perry to Kathleen. You might want to double check on that Perry load. They got hit pretty hard from what I'm hearing. They might not even be open. Get them to call on that to make sure. That's what I did with my Plant City load to make sure they were going to be open.
Yeah, Plant City did not get hit at all. Trust me, man. I'm in the area. Ain't nothing but wind and rain, man. Nothing really happened over here.
So Brian says the first thing he does on each settlement is move 15% of his gross to the load to maintain savings account. Agree. Maintenance account's where it's at. What have y'all heard about Ohio truck sales?
Not much.
I've not heard anything about Ohio truck sales. I've seen them on the internet. I've looked at them. I don't remember what the reasoning was why I've really not pursued anything with them. It's just honestly, the international dealer, because the truck he's buying is from an international dealer. They have gone through the truck, did everything that needed to be done to the truck. It's just like buying a pre-owned car from a new car dealership is what he's doing. I heard from a friend that the international dealer kind of worked behind the scenes and helped him out. Honestly, all these truck dealers are willing to wheel and deal just about anything right now, as long as you have 5 to 10,000 in cash, they're gonna put you in a truck one way or the other. There's a lot of trucks sitting around. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tell, but I went by Tell the other day and right outside Indianapolis, and they literally, and when I say this, I'm not exaggerating, they got over 1,000 white trucks just sitting there. You know who Tell is, Kale? Kind of like SFF? Yeah. Over 1,000 trucks, and they probably have at least 500 trailers sitting there. So they're having issues leasing trucks. I know SFI's having issues. So when there's issues with leasing these trucks, then, they're going to do what they can. Even SFI's offering $500 down right now, which is crazy because years ago it was 8 to 10,000 down.
They're gonna be calling me with them fees, talking about. I'm like, I ain't got. I'll tell you what, I give you $500. We go square that thing.
Austin said those are
the only thing I'm trying to figure out how to get the damn truck back to Charlotte or something without trying to spend too much money trying to get back.
I got an idea for you on that, and I'll talk to you later about it. Okay.
All right.
Did you get it from Charlotte?
No, I got it from Green Bay. But I'm not going back to Green Bay, bro.
I would say, they charge your ass a fee for taking it back. Not taking it back to where you got it from, right?
They can charge me the fee. They gonna get the fee.
They charge you a fee.
Hey, get it out the maintenance account because I know they're not giving me back that maintenance money, bro. I've never used it.
They gave it back to me.
Time out. Davia, I got an idea for you. You got your truck needs to go back to Charlotte. You remember, I'm going to be in Plant City on Monday. So basically, I'm going home to do my 34. Wednesday, I'm coming back out. You want to ride up north? I can get a load that's going that way up towards the Charlotte area. You got to let me know.
Yeah, I'm going to let you know. Let's work something out because the less money I spend, the better. so that's
Jeffrey Coon says, 18, will you drop a link to your channel? I looked for it the other day, and he couldn't. All you can find is someone else's. I've told him 100 times to change the name of his channel because there's like 5 guys that have the same type of
but
channel.
No one has my name because my name is literally all one word.
Doesn't matter.
Everybody else has to space theirs out.
Let me give you a piece of advice. On your YouTube channel, you need to put some type of tag on there. Like mine is I am the Fly Rabbit. You look up I am the Fly Rabbit, it goes straight to my channel. And that's what I'm going to do that. It's easy. I'll show you. You put a tag on there. They put that in. You can put in Daviel, your name on there, and it's going to go straight to you or whatever you want.
Not putting my government name out there.
I understand, but I'm just giving you ideas. So
let me tell you, after this live, don't nobody call me by my government name again, bro. My name is Life on 18.
I hear you. So Tell is going out of business. I didn't know that. I kind of thought that, Highway Trucker, but I did not know that. What are they doing? What are they doing with their trucks? I guess selling
high ass payments. That's what
they got. Brand new trucks sitting there. People can't keep up with their lease payments, and it's funny because they just built that building and moved into it no more than maybe 2 years ago.
See, the thing about it is these leasing companies are not willing to budge on what they've been doing for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, they still gonna make money off of you one way or the other. They're like the way the market is. You would think that maybe we might lower payments, or we might go to a month to month, or we might do this, do that. They're not willing to budge on anything. And the reason why I think they're not willing to budge because they're making money on you bringing that truck back in.
Yeah, they hit your ass with that
clean it out
fee.
And hit them with the next sucker, bro. That's just it's just a revolving door of a sucker.
I got to tell you the truth. I think Tell is the old company that I leased my Lone Star with. That was a part of Celadon. I think they stayed after Celadon went out in 2019. The leasing company stayed in business. They changed their name. And I'm almost positive that Tell is that same company, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but Jeffrey Coon says carry a spare and change it to Life on 19. Carry a spare and Life on 19. That's funny.
Matter of fact, I used to keep funny thing enough, I never kept a spare on my Swift truck. I always hated it. I'm like, I'm not carrying an extra trailer tire for you guys, bro. I need the space for myself.
Yep.
And every time I go get a maintenance, they try to throw one on there, and I'll just walk right back up, unhook it from the chain, and roll it right back into the shop. Oh, you need that? I'm like, no, I don't. Are you not a
So
company driver? No, I'm not. I don't want your spare tire, bro. Go figure it
Highway
out.
Trucker says, "Yep, that's them talking about Tell and that other company." And Morale says, "Is Tell going out of business?" Um, Brian Jess, so far I've had good luck with Lone Mountain program. They have pretty good support as well. Some people complain about them not working with you, but if you pay your bills, they're awesome. I don't know too many companies that aren't awesome if you don't.
I don't see how hard, for the life of me, I don't, even in a terrible market, I don't see how hard it is for you to make a 1,300 a month payment. I don't see how hard it is. Literally, you do that in 1 week.
Exactly.
If you really think about it, you could work 1 week out of the whole month, not care about your other bills, and you're still gonna make your truck payment.
Buddy, if you do it right, you should be able to make that $1,300 in a couple of days, just like he says. You know,
You can make it on one load. Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
What kind of truck Brian's got?
He's got either a 20 or 21 T680 that he bought for Lone
T680.
Star or Lone Mountain. I mean,
Lone Mountain's got some decent.
his is an old JBS truck. You know, Swift Meats. Did you know that's how Swift got started? Was from Swift Meats out of California. Daviel, talking to you. Oh, he's choking. We'll wait on you, buddy. Go right ahead.
What you saying now?
You asked what kind of truck he has. He has an old JBS meat truck.
JBS meat.
It's basically Swift Meats. That's how Swift.
Yeah, I know Swift.
They
I think that's where Swift got the name from.
They did. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They were brothers.
From Swift Meats, yeah.
They were brothers. So, Highway Trucker says they won't lease for low payments anymore. They're only using credit now. 15,000 down at Tell. They aren't leasing their truck to companies anymore. Wow. Right, you could pay your truck in 4 months. You sure can. I mean, if you're running it right, you should be able to pay your truck off really quickly. It's not hard to make the payment. Make that shit in one load. That's true.
For the like I said, for the monthly payment, it's total. I don't see where you can find where you can make it hard on yourself. Weekly payment, different story. that truck's gonna put on some serious miles, and you got to tell you, man. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful for the experience that I got out of it. I don't see it as a loss. I see it as a learning experience, and it brought me to where I am right now.
A lot of people are doing this. 18. A lot of people are doing it. A lot of people are looking at it. Even me, like I said. I mean, a lot of people are doing it just because the way the market is. Would it be nice
being in a shiny truck? I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it's a smart move to have an SFI truck. I tell people that all the time, but it's you have to get an SFI truck with a plan, knowing that you not gonna stay and keep it long term. I mean, there's people that do the full thing and keep the truck, but for me, it was more so I'm gonna get this truck, I'm gonna fix my credit, and I'm gonna get my own truck. And
it's a stepping stone. That's what it was. That's how I've always saw it from the beginning. Mm-hmm. No matter how nice and shiny the truck is, and no matter how much, every day I'm gonna keep this motherfucker. I'm gonna keep this. I ain't gonna get this truck up. And then eventually it was like, okay, I need to get back to reality. I'm out here to make money. I'm out here to make business. I'm not out here to be the shiniest black truck on the planet, man. I'm good with that, you know. Plus, I got responsibilities that I need to take care of, and SFI ain't doing it.
Hey, so speaking of which, on that international, how was the A26? How did it run? Did it run good?
That thing is quiet.
It's a 13-liter too. You know that, right?
It's quiet. It's the 10-speed's got some tall gears. So I'm not gonna hold it to you. It starts really low in like second. So not unlike the Freightliners where they start in like fifth or sixth. So it's in a really low gear. They're very tall, so it'll run high. The fuel economy on it was at 8.2, but I'm pretty sure when I reset that, we'll really see what the fuel economy is. I said it's a pretty good truck. It's pretty solid. I'm kind of surprised because the windshield's massive. You know. Like I said, I've never really driven one of those.
Because you had a Freightliner with that big ass box in the middle. That's why, man. You're not used to that.
Yeah, that box in the middle is something else. But I said It's a pretty decent truck. It's a work truck. That's how I view it. That's how I see it. It's a stepping stone truck. And like I said, as long as I keep on it, I shouldn't have any issues with it.
Does it have lane keeping in it by chance?
It got all the bells and whistles. It's an old prime unit.
I don't want any of that shit. That's why I was asking. I'd take all that
It's an old prime unit, so it has all the stuff. The only thing that I don't like that it doesn't have, because I'm a lazy little fucker, is a fifth wheel unlock button. That's
Really?
the only thing it doesn't
Being a
have.
prime truck, it doesn't have that.
No, I can
Yeah,
dump
bro, we
the.
had
I
that
can
shit when I
still
was a
dump my
prime.
suspension. I'm cool with still dumping my suspension. I can slide the fifth wheel,
Can I give you a
but
little
it
piece
doesn't
of
have the
advice on
fifth
that?
wheel unlock.
So the
What's
piece
up?
of advice I'm going to give you on that, I have the fifth wheel release in this truck. But let
Mhm.
me tell you what, after about a month of using it, if sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I
Yeah.
still get out there and pull the. Still get out there.
I
That's
have
how it was
They're-
on
I
they're a
have
mine.
pain in
yet
the
to
ass, dude.
pull a fifth wheel. I have not pulled a fifth wheel since forever.
When I got
It's
my SFI
I
truck,
haven't.
it was literally hit or miss if that shit
Yeah.
worked.
The only thing on my SFI truck that doesn't work is the fifth wheel slide button. And I had to take one load once. That was just this one
they're
when I was
fixed.
with
That's
Schneider.
why you
It
know that,
doesn't.
right? They're fixed. You can't move the fifth wheel.
But it's supposed to work because the button's there, right?
They order them that way on purpose, dude. You cannot move. I've tried too. The fifth,
That's
if
a
you
load
get
of
out and look
crop.
at it,
On
the
my
fifth
Freightliner,
wheel
you can
is
move
locked.
it.
That
On the
was a
one you have
load.
now,
No, I'm saying when I had
The
my
one on
SFI truck,
Schneider. Yeah, my SFI one.
you can.
It doesn't slide, and I
mine
just
move. You can manually do that if you hit the pin on the side. You can manually move it. When I
Oh
had
okay.
shit! Oh shit! She's back. 18 owes me dinner soon, maybe Thursday. Korean Army
No, I
girl.
know. I got something for you, Korean girl. I got something for you, girl. Don't worry
She's
about it.
back,
I got
man.
something for you.
I
I ain't
told you,
forget.
buddy.
I was just thinking about it. I was thinking about
I
it because
told you last week she was wanting you,
I
buddy.
told her
Here we are.
I told her 2 weeks. Week one's already over. I still got a whole nother week left. Okay. I
I
still got a
told
whole
you,
nother
man.
week left.
I told you had a fan.
Anyway, where you been at, man? Because we've been here for almost 3 hours. It's only now you showing up. You 46
Brian,
minutes late. We would have
Brian
been gone
said.
already.
Brian says he takes 2 weeks off if he wants to. It feels good to be in a nice new truck, but even better to have that extra money, more flexibility. Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. Short videos don't count. You've been
Listen,
sending her short videos?
all my videos are at least 10 minutes minimum. My long form videos are 10 minutes minimum.
That's
I don't
short.
really go, I don't really go past 10. I don't really go past 10 minutes because
She don't want
short.
no short man's. What she's trying to
listen,
tell you, man.
listen, I consider my long form videos to be good at 10 minutes is a long time for me. I don't watch, with the exception of you and some other some other content creators. I really don't watch past 10 minutes because that's where my attention span starts dropping off at 10 minutes. So I treat my YouTube the same way I watch YouTube. After 10 minutes, I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna watch something else. So that's how I make my videos.
And that's what they say too, that your video should be like 8 to like 12 minutes long to begin with.
Mhm.
To get your content out.
Now, the last video I did make was like almost 30 minutes, I believe, and that's the one that I have the most views on. So
You know
it's
what?
like-
Hey, you know what?
Exactly.
In your
That's
defense,
But it was only because everybody wanted to know all the negative shit about Swift anyway. That's the reason why they even watched the damn video, to be honest with you.
in your
Mhm.
defense though, 18, you know what? She's talking about short videos. Guess what? She doesn't have any videos on her channel.
You know what? You damn Skippy.
She doesn't have any videos. She don't even show her face in her videos.
You damn Skippy.
She ain't got nothing to say, does she?
I still got a week left, so don't count me out yet. It's the weekend. I'm not really
A week
doing
left. What do you
anything.
got? Some kind of competition with her or something that I don't know?
Yeah,
about?
I told her if I did not produce a video in the next 2 weeks, I will pay for her lunch.
Ah, okay.
Mm.
For
Okay.
50, I get $15. I don't know how she gonna get it, but that's what I said.
She said
Bro,
you won't see her face.
I got a couple of days left. Like I said, I got something in the works. So
She said you won't see her face. Well, that's not fair. Why wouldn't you show your face? You need to show your face. What company do you work for, Korean Army girl?
how you know she's a truck driver?
Because she's got a video of her driving a truck. It just shows the windshield. I mean, you can't make
Well,
it any
shit.
more obvious that she's a truck driver.
Well, excuse me.
All right.
Obviously, you don't
Fuck
go
out
back
of
and
me.
look at your fans, see what's what. I go when I'm done. I go through everybody's comments and I go back and I look and see who has YouTube videos and what content. That's how I learn stuff.
But do you subscribe?
It depends. I mean, if their content's what I want to see, some of these guys they have gaming shit on there. I'm not a gamer. I'm not going to subscribe to a gamer one. So she's switching to night. Well, where are you at now? If you're switching to night, and honestly, the night I don't know much about night, so I can't talk about it.
She's
But they're
probably at another Swift company. They're all, Swift owns all the damn company. You switch from one to the other, you still ain't leaving Swift. You're still at Swift.
still caught in that web.
Well, how many companies? Well, Swift, Knight,
Buddy,
US
there's like 10
Express,
companies, man.
ACT, Abilene, Total Transportation. That's already on one hand already. They
Brad
got
says,
they done
Smith,
picked up some LTL company. Yeah, they got everything, man. They're just doing crazy stuff.
I hear you, Brian. Good night to you, man. We'll talk to you later, man. I'm gonna be rolling here in about 30 minutes.
Yeah,
It's time for
I'm
me to
finna
go
go-
get me
I'm
some more
finna go
pork
eat.
chops.
When I say rolling, I mean I'm gonna be a vampire. I'm driving tonight, so
And
Wow.
you have fun with that.
Yeah, y'all be
You have
safe.
fun with that. Man, I appreciate you coming up here, Kendall, man. It was
No
nice
problem.
nice chatting with you, brother.
So the
Me
right way
too.
to truck says he filled out his application for international yesterday. For a international yesterday. Where'd you buy your truck? Where are you buying your truck at? Right way to truck.
Application for
Yeah, let us know where you're getting it at. Might be at the same dealership.
She leased on with Swift, but
Better go.
here I got a couple comments here. She leased on to Swift, but it got slow in September. The maintenance
See,
account
I
was
told you she's leaving Swift to go to Swift.
Yeah.
She ain't going nowhere. She's making a lateral move.
Country says he's seeing all these videos of hurricane damage, bridges. Damn, Kendall just popped off here, didn't he?
Yeah, he said he was out. He's gonna go get him something to eat.
Seeing all these videos of hurricane damages, bridges gone, roads washed out, westbound 40 washed out. Can't take 81 around to 26 because the 81 bridge collapsed. Many others in Tennessee and North Carolina. Well, I got news for you. I'm going to be really cautious about what loads I take next week. The right way to truck says Charlotte. When you say Charlotte, you mean
The international in Charlotte?
dealership?
I seen they got some pretty good, decent trucks on their website.
See how many people's viewed are live now. I wonder if we're over 100 yet.
Yeah, 100. Oh, we still got 18 people in the chat, but I am ready to go
90.
eat me some more food because I'm hungry.
95 people. Right way to truck, yes. So he's buying an international, the international. I got to tell you, man, you've got me about 75% convinced. I'm going to really look into it and get some money saved. Country didn't see my comment on his Wi-Fi video. Huh.
Anyways, I'm gonna head out because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go take some sleeps and eat me some more fried pork chops because that's in the
Have a
works
good
right
night,
now.
man. I'll talk to you tomorrow,
right.
brother.
You
Bye.
guys have a good one.
Bye.
But
so Jeffrey Coon says, yeah, I live in North Carolina and they were talking about 20 inches of rain. Yeah, I agree. Speaking of which, Korean Army girl, where you been all night? I'm surprised you weren't in here earlier. We had some pretty good comments in here earlier. Yeah, I saw it. I'm going to do that. So clue us in, country. What are you going to do with Wi-Fi? Is that the T-Mobile stuff we talked about? We're at 2 hours and 53 minutes. You were being quiet. So you got on and just watched. I got you. Yeah, my time's about come too, guys. Country, if you're still on here, man, I'll give you a ring in the morning and get some pictures to you like we talked about. Yeah, okay, T-Mobile. T-Mobile's the way to go, guys. Honestly, I've had it for a year and a half. No issues, no problems. And speaking of which, a lot of people complain about StreamYards. I don't have any issues or problems with StreamYard. StreamYards is actually pretty easy to use. Never had any issues. The only issue I've ever had was this laptop crashed on me earlier, and I had to restart it. That's why we were about 10 minutes late going live. Other than that, I mean, the internet's great. StreamYards is great. Everything's good. Anybody got any questions, pop them up, and I'll try to answer here. If not, I'm going to cut out of here in about 2 to 3 minutes. Another good night, another good live. I just looked at the feed. We've had 95 people watch this tonight at one time. That was the total amount throughout the night. Pretty good for a small YouTube channel. And it's all about you guys making comments. That's what makes my YouTube. All right, guys, we're going to end this live. Nothing else has popped up. We'll talk to y'all. Talk to y'all next week. I'll try to get a video out on Monday, and we'll have our usual live Wednesday and then Friday. Everybody have a good night. Be safe out there, and check your road conditions with the storm and stuff. Yeah, agree with you, Life on 18. Good conversation tonight. Everyone have a good evening. Going to end the live. Goodbye.